Hello everybody, welcome back live to the Game of Muscle YouTube channel where we're going to jump into some RaceRoom racing experience and do some ranked racing. We've got to get our rank from 76 up to 70. Going to do a couple of races, probably GT4, maybe GT3, but we're starting with GT4 and we'll see how it goes. Probably won't be on too long, but we've got some nice races, so it's alright. So before we get driving, main things first thing's the main thing, and that is that big thanks to our sanity sponsors, Izzie, Ben, Wilson, Toolmite, Chiledog, Jim, Bob, Simon, Full House Gaming, DW, E92, BKS and Kyle. Thank you to all the channel members and to become channel members by clicking on the membership button on YouTube and throwing money at us through YouTube. 106 of you at the moment. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much for making this possible. Thank you to all the Cult of Muscle, cultists for funneling Monday. It's over, it's Tuesday. Funneling money through Patreon to us. Thank you very much. And the server gods, Izzie, 204's Chiledog and Jim Bob. You know who you are, you know what you do. Repent. Let's get driving. Hello, there we go. We're ready to go here. We're on the track already. We're all set up. We're having a good time. Hello, Nick, Izzie, Paul U, Persoise, and that MKK. I'm not shilling. I'm not even... well, I'm going to start shilling. I'll have to start shilling. I don't even have an affiliate code for RaceRoom. I can't even shill. I want to shill and I can't even shill. It's impossible. We need to learn how to shill and actually get money for it. That'd be good. Here we go. Turn the forcing back down. Okay. Hello from Holland. Hello, Arno van der Steen. Hello, Ben Wilson. How's it going? There are ranked servers with the DTM cars. I don't know if they're active at the moment. Should jump into the GT4 server. How long we got? 7 minutes left of quali. Shill College. Get in there. Nice one, Ben. We've got to get some results here. We need to move up through the ranks. Hello, Beastu. 76, not acceptable. To be honest, we only really moved down through the ranks because we had those races where we got binned. If we weren't binned, would have been all right. Fly through the corners. Try and get a vaguely acceptable quali lap here. I'm not very good at this circuit though, so... I've ruined your life. Oh, I'm sorry. You wouldn't be the only life I've ruined. Rim rotator. I'm ruining everyone's life. A life a day. I'm driving the Porsche Cayman GT4 here. I'm using the term driving loosely here. I'm sliding mostly out of control. I'm worried to have my headphones on here because it's rather windy outside. And I feel like my roof's going to be blown off and I'd rather know if it is. I've got my headphones on, I can't hear anything outside. You've been playing Descenders? Addicted. Have you got through... I've only got through like 4 levels. Hello, Thomas Schmidt. I really like Descenders. Some people don't, but I do. I found Descenders is a good game to sort of just pick up with your Xbox controller when you just want to play something silly. Hello, Captain Slow. Oh yeah, you got to do them all in one session. It's the bloody boss jumps that are really hard. Unless you've unlocked stabilisation and what have you. convertible house. Yeah, but the problem... We need to break in a straight line there. Thomas Schmidt's entered the game. The problem is... I don't have anything underneath my roof tiles. I literally just have roof tiles and that's it. Literally slate and nothing else. No under protection. We're talking full-on Victorian job. I think the big thing with the boss jump in Descenders is you have to get the speed right. Don't like try and cane it. Also, you don't actually have to do the jump properly. You can kind of skirt it a lot of the time. Nice and easy. Oh man, this car's turny rotatey. Let's give it a little bit more force feedback. We should have probably gone with the BMW here. It's a lot easier to drive. Let's follow this guy. You go in front, mate. You know where you're going. We should just stick to tracks. We know, like Laguna Seca. He's in the BMW. I've got 3 minutes. I could do a cheeky swap. Oh, I don't know. Hello, Wallstrom for Stunty. Oh, I love understeering off corners. I'll oblige. I'm probably one of the best drivers at understeering off corners. Oh, I've never done the final level. I got stuck in the canyon levels. Okay. Man, this is getting well slidey on the brakes. Turn. Is Sasha's curve like Sheen curve? Oh man. My brake too sensitive, no? No. Sensitive, but not too sensitive. I've got suspension damage. Oh yeah, it's only a little bit though. It's probably when I drove into the wall at 120 miles an hour. I mean, if it's KW suspension, surely it should be durable and fine. It's not a good advertisement for KW. Hey Dragon Model, hey Adam Price. First, just watching. Oh, thank you for watching the video. It's always nice. People watching the videos. It's always good. Crotch hugging light. Whoa! Crotch hugging lycra. I have to say, whenever I ride a bike, I don't actually wear lycra. Hello, Otis B. Driftwood. Gašper, hello. Bye, Isaac West. I don't know where he's going. Apparently he is. Shildio. Oh, Jim Bob. Necessity for money. I am not a bank. Thanks, Jim Bob, for Patreoning me. That's really nice, man. $3.50 diddles. Straight to the bank of muscle. To be badly spent upon tea bags and other abusive practices. Bin bags for puppies. Thank you, man. Whoa! Oh, hang on. Why is everyone joining the cult? Owen! Why did 2 people join the cult of muscle? That's really weird. Thank you, Owen. $3.50 doodles. Teabag Club. Remember, if you go on Discord, you can you're like in the super private room that I don't use enough and should use more. I should automatically have made you a Teabag member. But thank you, guys. Owen and... hang on, what's going on here? Lord Podge! What? Is this just like a renewal thing or some craziness? Oh, is it just reading through all the pledges? Patreon attack! Patreon attack! I think it's going through everyone that's pledged money this month. Lord Podge! Oh, here we go. Well, thanks to all the Patreon members. Maybe it renews it. Maybe it actually displays it now every month. That's nice. People actually get recognition. Don Rames. We've broken. You guys have broken stream alerts. It's going to be doing this all through the race. Oh, well. Right. That's all set.
What is the motive
Wow.
behind this demand? Necessity for money.
Here we go.
I'm not supplying money for necessity.
Okay, guys, hold on to your trousers. It's going to be we're going to be having necessities for monies for the next 5 minutes. Don't mind that. Really appreciate the Patreon memberships, guys. At least you're getting recognition now, all in one go. Space Monkey. Hey, rev your sausages. It's time to go GT4 racing. Magrov Meevoo. I did Rover Boy. Yeah, it was quite nice. Please don't rear-end me. Car next to me there. Yeah, the RaceRoom motion rig actually had quite good motion. Like, you know, it's quite subtle, sort of D-box type situation, which I quite like. I would visually, it's quite a big motion rig. It's just weird. Martin Natura. I think it's going through all people that have pledged this month for some reason. I don't know why, but oh well. It's nice of them to get recognition. Shane Higgins, $7 pledge. It's like we're doing a lot of cleaning here with all this pledge. Do we use pledge in the UK? Americans use pledge for cleaning. I prefer to use Mr. Muscle because he loves the jobs you hate. Okay, I think we've lost some positions here. We need to get back on this. I think next race I need to change to the BMW. Filing account. Look at this. Cars in front battling. Is that a Lotus? Look how close they are. There we go. I feel like we've got pace here. I just need to drive better. Hello, Niles. Tim Droskell. If you're doing the ranked racing online, then RaceRoom's worth the money. I mean, I've been getting better racing on these ranked servers than I have on my average iRacing servers. So, you know. Come on. Pete Tyson in front of us. Glorious 7th place. Paul Rowell. The cult of muscle. The most cultish of cults. Oh, you have to get on the throttle early, but if you get on the throttle and the car in front doesn't move, then you're going to drive into them. But you don't have a choice but to get on the throttle, so it's kind of like you just have to hope that they are accelerating correctly. Oh my God, Ben Wilson with his $15 super pledge. Hello, Jorg. George Orkner. He's at the top, cheating. Sector 3 developers. Can't trust him. I don't trust him. They put ballast in everyone else's car. Midlife crisis. Thank you very much, guys. How big is RaceRoom download? About this big. This big if you've got an SSD. That big if you're on a normal hard disk. I mean, if you're on a laser disc, then it's pretty big. Yeah, it really depends what you download it to, really, as to how big it'll be. Thanks, Streamlabs. Phil Scrutton, thank you for your £7 patronage. What is the motive behind this demand? I'm so slow. Right, I've never been good at this circuit. Racing OAP, $3.50. Racing OAP, thank you. Do you ever feel like deja vu? Oh, carnage up front. We might gain place from this, having a nice little battle. You guys keep slowing yourselves down so I can catch up. That's very nice. Appreciate that. What's the best for information with motion rigs? Rob Roberts, thank you. Well, the thing is, I really like D-box type solutions. Oh, we Kerber Grande himself. Goodbye. I really like D-box type solutions for heave because it conveys suspension, compression, and travel nicely, and it feels very natural and realistic. You don't get G-forces from it, so I really like that. Bill Donatel, thank you. But the G-seat stuff's really interesting. I feel like there's a lot of room for improvement on the current G-seats. I mean, they work really nice for what they do now, as it is now. But I think, like, slightly faster actuators, the seatbelt thing, and the back of the seat moving depending on G-load, I think is quite good. Thank you, Izzie, for your legendary monthly throwing away of money to a cause that doesn't deserve it. Izzie's now just like, oh crap, I forgot I do that. Better cancel that. Oh. Oh, come on. Yes. Oh my God. Jeffrey Edgar. Thanks for the $1 dingle. Yes, you can patron us with any sum of money that you wish to throw at us. Money's money. Money is tea. I mean, $1 will buy you like 50 tea. No, actually, I mean, yeah, no, buy you 50 tea bags. How much is a box of Lidl's Gold Blend? They're like what, £2.30. And how many do you get in a box of them? 200. So that's like 50 tea bags for $1. It's pretty damn good. Japan, thank you. You're all being outed, all you people supporting this content. You can't get, not in the UK, the cheapest burger in the UK is like £1.30. Unfortunately. Pete Jarram. Knee sliding his way to victory. Yeah, $1 what? 80p now? But yeah, so the motion chairs, it's a shame it's all very expensive still. Like, you know, anything over £200 is a lot. Richard Hayden, $15. That's Virtual Reality Racing Club, guys. Check out their race club. Check out the website, virtualrealityracingclub.com. Do you think it's now going to go through our YouTube members? Oh, that was a send and a half. Oh, he just drove into the back of us. I mean, I kind of deserved it after sending it by first class sign for. Mad 1723. Thank you. Oh, he's... Oh, you idiot. You total idiot. He just... missed his brake point and ran me, and the car on the inside missed the brake point as well. So I moved to the right to avoid the car on the inside. Who's this guy? Thomas! It's Thomas Schmidt! Bear in mind, Thomas, I have the German flag here. I have the German flag. We'll throw it at Thomas. Been attacked. Bloody hell. Murder. Murder. Ah, Chiledog, thank you. $15 dingles. Jesus. If it wasn't for the fact that I like Thomas, you know, we normally have really good racing with him. Bloody Thomas! Wow! Go away, Thomas! Filing account. Oh, God, is it looping them? I'm sure we've already had filing account. Filing account with the double pledge. Oh, my God, I'm going to have to turn off donation alerts in a minute. I don't know what I'll do. Oh, my God, Thomas is being squeezed. Oh, we just dropped 2 places there. If we beat Thomas, we gain a fair bit of ranking because he's normally up there. Oh, it's done. Did you do another? Oh, you upped your pledge. Ah, thank you. And I really do appreciate that. And as I said, I really appreciate. I mean, you know, it's absolutely effing mental. No swear words. Very polite. It's mental. Really, that people support me to do this because I, you know, really appreciate it. So thank you for that. Groundhog Day. Ludicrous. Oh, Thomas Schmittington. Whoa, he's coming back at us. This is Thomas versus Muscle 2.0. Oh, tries to control the Thomas. 8 minutes left here. Oh, my car's bogging down. Block. Come on. Oi. Oh, try to leave enough space. I just see like red of his bonnet. Thomas attack. What is he driving then? Is he in a Porsche? He's in a Porsche as well. It looks really different from behind. Gamer Weekly. Exactly. Oh, go. Holding on to 8th place. Right, after this race, we're going to swap to BMW because this Porsche's nice, but on the braking it gets very, very leery. Like he's literally just in a full-out slide on the brakes, but I'm probably braking too hard. So yeah, what was I saying about motion rigs? The price of them. See, it's too much money. It's too much money. You know. Like, I mean, even DD wheels are too expensive, really. I mean, I guess the thing you can say with something like a DD wheel is that it's a lot of money. It's ridiculous, but you know you could probably sell it for very similar to what you buy it for, so it doesn't depreciate that much. So it's not too bad. A DD wheel's more a question of having the income available to, or the. It's not really disposable income. Being able to have some spare money to hold in a direct drive wheel, if that makes sense. Whereas a motion rig, I'd imagine it'd be very hard to sell. If you know, I don't know if it'd lose much of its value, but my point is, though DD wheels are quite expensive, you've not lost that money, like a graphics card or something. You got that hot YouTube cash, you can buy 3. Yeah, you know. Unfortunately, I'm not like mega famous YouTube rock star, so we're like YouTube corner shop. So you know, I have to beg and get stuff for free off people. I like my water bottle I got today, which is awesome. From Oh, it's in my sitting room. I just took pictures of it. If you go on my Instagram, Game of Muscle Instagram, check that out, guys. And check out my new little water bottle I got sent with the logo on it. Laser engraved. Absolutely awesome. Well, I mean, it's awesome for me. I mean, you guys probably don't care because you haven't got one, but, you know. Perks of being a YouTuber. Corner shops miles, eh? Oh, we can't let Thomas Schmidt get away from us here. Bloody Thomas. He's always beating us. He is younger, though. So, you know, I mean, technically I'm handicapped here. My brain started to rot. He's youthful, so, you know. He should be winning. Come on, how long? We've got 5 minutes left here. No! So if you throw it into that, let's block on the inside. If you throw it into that, with the back locked up, you'd get stuck in a slide that you can't do anything with. So, moral is, don't throw it into that. Oh, God, come on. We were driving faster when we were being bombarded with patronages. The more I concentrate, the worse I get. Whoa, someone's bin bagged it up there. He's going to go around the outside and find that he can't. Oh, you idiot. Come on, man. As I said, he's going to go around the outside, find out that he can't cut across because I'm in the way. Of course, if you drive into the car that's in the way, I guess it's not a problem. He lost out there, though, so unlucky, mate. We've still got 4 wheels. Ah, come on. I think I need the circular rim with this car. Too much steering lock required for a Formula rim. So we'll swap that over for the next race. My mistake. Hello, Danley Banks. Come on. 3 minutes left here. Might gain some another place at the end as people ramshackle each other to try and win. In the end, if you've not qualified in the sort of top 5, a top 10 finish isn't terrible. Assuming the people beating you are faster than you, like higher ranked than you. Don't think we're going to gain any places from this race, but I don't think we'll lose any either, so not a problem. These right-handers are the type of corner that cause a lot of issues with people driving into you. George, are you doing any racing tonight? Come on. Nice and smooth. The smooth groove. I'm 5/10 down on my best time. I don't know how I've got worse here. It's one of those tracks, it's never clicked with me, weirdly. I mean, it's a really good circuit. It's just, I don't know. It's a non-compatible. I'm just not compatible with it. Wrong type of battery socket. Just had a beer. Well, now you're at the top rank, you might as well never play again. You've done it now. All you can do is lose. You're like a world champion tennis player. You know, or like a world champion chess player. They don't want to do games because they know if they do a game they could lose their title. So there's no benefit in actually trying to fight against someone else. Good message for the kids. Oh. See, DAWG doesn't drink and drive, but he drinks and works. No, he doesn't really. He just shines LED lights in his face all day long to get extra power and speed in simulators. LED light doping. He actually has to buy a new monitor every week because he burns the screen out with the lasers exiting his eye sockets. True stories here. Okay, 9th place. We'll have a refresh. I need to open my window, but I'm worried the window will get blown off. Bloody cooking in here. What's cooking, good looking? Change to the BMW, I think. There we go, 9th place. It's a warm-up drive. I don't think we lost any positions there. We'll have to have a refresh of the old rating page. Hey, Anthony Edwards, we're on the RaceRoom GT4 server. G-Salt won that. D. Burker, T. Salts, J. Carajera. I don't know. Congratulations to them. Hang on. What's going on here? Hello. It should be on Spa, but we're just... What's happened here? Oh, there we go. Let's go for the Bum W. Sorted. I've got to, yeah. Something wrong with my brakes. I think it might be me pushing the brake pedal too soon, Thomas. I was a bit leery. I wasn't confident with that Porsche. It's alright, Thomas. I've already thrown the German flag across the room. I'm going to open my window because it's really hot in here. And I'm not going to take all my clothes off, so... Window open. Yeah. Okay. See how this goes. Spa Function. I'm locked out of ACC ranked servers again. They require 99. You have to do some. Ah, dear. So dumb. There's some. I think Kudos like just try and do the most stupid games design. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I honestly don't know what's happened to Kudos with ACC. I think someone spoiled the pasta. I'm not sure what's going on. I just don't get it. But you know, developers will develop. That's what they do. Right, well, this is all good. Should be fine. Let's change the wheel rim over. Yeah, I think it was just I'm just not used to that GT4 Porky in this. I did have my force feedback turned down as well, so yeah. Let's go driving. Turn the force feed back up with the oval rim. So make a great sim. Everything else is junk. I think it's a difficult thing with sim development is that You know, making a good simulator is hard enough, and then making a good game on top of that is even harder. You know, like, making a good game is hard. Making a good sim is bloody hard. Arguably harder than making a good game. And then making a good sim that's also a good game, total nightmare. I definitely would not want to be a sim developer. I mean, really, I just wouldn't. It's just a really stupid thing to do. And that's the real mental thing. Anyone that actually actively chooses to be a driving sim developer, that's the real question of sanity. We've got forwards and back. We've got down, up. There we go. Wherever I put it, I can't see. Oh well. Back from Sim... I wasn't a Sim Expo, it was Autosport. Rich from Virtual Reality Racing Club took me along, which was nice of him. But yeah, they had a few sim rigs there, which was quite fun. Nice race cars there as well. I did embarrass myself as usual with there was one of the guys that works for like one of the a main person for MCR. You know the MCR cars that are in they're in Automobilista. And I went up to the car and I was like, oh, is this a radical? He was not impressed. I didn't realise there's an MCR. I mean, in fairness, cars look different in real life to what they look like in video games. You know, they're a bit more solid. I did drive the BTCC in RaceRoom on the motion rig. I did a couple of stuff on the RaceRoom booth. Wow, that's understeer through there. Maybe we should have stayed with the old Porky. Normally the BMW is like the plain Jane. Ah, no. Really annoyingly, so I filmed a like half-hour walkthrough of the Autosport show, with me just talking to the cam and talking to people and embarrassing myself and just being an arse, really. And I didn't have my camera set up correctly. It was a total fail. I didn't have the motion smoothing set up on my Canon G7X Mark II, and basically you can't watch it. It's like atrocious. Like the camera shake is totally messed up, and the audio's messed up. So I think by the next trade show we do, I think we'll be all right. And I got the hang of it. I made a huge mistake with the audio at Sim Racing Expo, so a ton of my footage wasn't usable from that. So third trade show lucky. Although I mean I did get some video footage from Autosport, which is nice, but we're learning. Is it? You know, check the cables. Check the cables. I think the thing is when you're like vlogging, I hate that word, vlogging. There's so many things to keep in consideration. I'm making excuses for myself here, but you know, you've got like the actual camera settings, which you normally just dial up in your camera beforehand. But if you've changed them, so on the Canon camera, the image stabilization is in a totally separate menu, and it doesn't display it on the screen if it's on or not. You might be able to set an icon, but you know, it's not exactly the thing that you're sort of immediately thinking of. All the other settings, and then you've got like the audio that you have to make sure is fine, or either use a separate mic and everything. Then you've got the actual talking to the camera and navigating and finding a good part to walk around, and then you've got the avoiding any music that happens to be playing in the environment so you don't get copyrighted. You know, there's so many things to keep track of. it's quite tricky to do something that's relatively appealing. I think once you do it a few times, though, it sort of becomes subconscious. It's like learning how to do a lap of a racetrack. I think we're getting there, but as I say, third time lucky. Well, no, I'm not saying it's hard. To get good results just requires not being making silly mistakes. Thanks, Dom, for the poo. Appreciate the poo. Poo emoji all the way. But I did just I've picked up a GoPro Hero 8, and I've been messing around with that a fair bit, and that actually really simplifies a lot of stuff, and actually captures really good. I think the GoPro Hero 8 might actually be a really good vlogging camera. The image stabilization on it's really good. The wide angle lens on it is really good. The focus on it is not a problem because it uses like basically like fixed focus with the type of fish angle lens it has. You know, it's got a small aperture on it as well, I guess. It's got like 3 mics on it, and you can buy an additional mic thing on it. Yeah, the innate mic on it is actually quite good. The mic quality is pretty decent. But as I say, for like a rip-off price of 80 quid, they're doing a mic attachment thing that you can add to it, which allows you to use an external mic, and it also has a directional mic on it. So I'm going to get that, and I'll probably review that as well. And then also, the good thing with the GoPro is it's really, really small, so you can just hold it. It's a lot lighter than my Canon G7X, and you can just turn it up. The previous settings you use on it are like kept. So if you just push the button on top of it, it starts recording with the previous settings that you were using, and when you push the button again, it just turns itself off, which is actually, and it turns on instantly, which is actually really, really handy if you're doing sort of vlogging-y type stuff. But yeah, it's overpriced, but I guess, you know, if you're using it for work, you're using it for work, so it's fine. But yeah, so that we'll see how that affects things. Last year, not 29. Well, the beginning of 2019, I was sick for most of January. I had like a flu, cold, and then I had like mental depression. So that was last year. It was like an infection. This year, I did get sick after Christmas with that chest infection that was going around, but it cleared up by the 2nd of January mostly. So top notch. Oh yeah, George. Everyone's been saying with the GoPro Hero 8 that it basically makes the gimbal irrelevant. I mean, you still benefit from a gimbal, but the one thing from messing around with it that I noticed was the one downside with the stabilization on the GoPro is that it obviously uses accelerometers and stuff, and so it can't correct. You know, if you get a sudden jolt, you get that kind of shake in the image, like a jolt in the image, which is very noticeable. Like it's something you can just you'll see what it is. It's like a sudden, like, out of focus jolt, which is because it's using processing to do the image stabilization. And that's the one thing that Sony XR3000, I think it's FDR 3000. It's the Sony GoPro, effectively. That has a like fluid dampened lens in it, which doesn't do that. It's kind of like mechanical image stabilization. That's the one thing that GoPro need to, like, if they did that, I think they would have something on their hands. Yeah, this is the thing. Might be like, if you're vlogging yourself or, you know, doing quick footage yourself, a huge, probably the most important aspect is simplicity and guarantee of the footage being okay. The footage doesn't have to be amazing, but you know, it has to be sort of clear and usable. And and you want that in a very small form factor and very immediate without fiddling bollocks. And I think GoPro is that's what they've done really well with the Hero 8. It's overpriced. It's not cheap, but FTR equals comedy. Mental health is no laughing matter. Well, it is for me. That's how I deal with it. If I'm feeling depressed, I just laugh at myself. It's probably not healthy, but you know, that's just how I deal with my depression. So that's the only way I could deal with it. So hey, everyone has their own approach. What's wrong with fiddling bollocks? Generally, you want someone else to be fiddling with the bollocks, and then it's okay. But you don't want to be fiddling with the bollocks yourself, you know. RaceRoom graphics are depressive. I don't mind them. But fair enough, you know. Not exactly shiny. I mean, there's always something crap with every simulator, isn't it? So, you know, kind of just have to you just have to try your best to ignore the negatives with each simulator. It's difficult. I mean, I fail miserably, you know, with my whinging about Sims. Hang on, why is my dash turned off? Oh, it's back again. The old attachment, it depends which attachments you mean. The camera box, the camera's a different shape, so like the waterproof box housing stuff doesn't work with it. But it's not expensive to get different ones. Also, it doesn't have the HDMI socket on the outside of it anymore. It's just got a USB socket, and you have to spend another £79. So you probably do actually need new attachments for it. I was there on Friday, Tool Maniac. I did have a little look out for you to see if there's a Tool Maniac booth there, but I didn't see one. So yeah, I mean that is the downside with the Hero 8, but I think the Hero 8 I think they've done the right thing for the most part. The only thing I think they've made a mistake on, well, two things, well, three things. Thing number one, the touch screen on it is not exactly perfect. Like when you use your fingers on it, it's kind of a bit glitchy and buggy, which isn't really a problem when you've set everything up, because all you do is select a profile and you're done. So it's not the end of the world, but whilst you're fiddling with it, it's stupid. The other thing is that the lens on it is like you can't swap the lens bit over because it's waterproof innately, and they don't want fogging on it. You know, that's like permanently attached. If you smash the screen on it, the lens cover, you're screwed. You can buy like a thing to stick on it, but it's not really the same. So that's, I mean, personally that's not a huge problem because I'm not using it as a pure action cam. And I guess if I did use it as a pure action cam, I'd put it in a box. So it's not a huge problem. But then the third thing is the battery, the way the sort of battery compartment is, in that you have to take the battery compartment off to access a USB-C port, which I kind of understand because of the waterproofing. But then it doesn't have the HDMI built into it innately, so you have to buy like the mod thing for it. So you know, I think they should have included that in the box rather than separate. But For its purpose, I think the Hero 8 might actually become like a de facto vlogging camera. The image quality on it's really good, and the base functionality just seems really nice. Thomas Smith behind us there. So I'll probably do a review of it, to be honest. It's one of the reasons why I bought a new one, so I could actually do a proper review on it with the vlogging accessories that come out. Well, do you know what's weird about the Fanatec Thrustmaster thing? Every time I talk to like Fanatec owners, they slag off Thrustmaster, and they're like, "Oh, Thrustmaster brakes, Thrustmaster brakes." And every time I talk to Thrustmaster owners, they're like, "Oh, Fanatec brakes, Fanatec brakes, bad service." So, you know, I don't know. It seemed, well, actually no, I don't know. It just, you know, yeah, I think all the devices have a percentage of braking on them, and then if you have a bad support issue, then obviously it really grates on you. Why is my data HUD popping on and off? It's weird. I've been memory hacked. Hate is gonna hate. Hate all the way. I'm 9th again. I should be doing better at this circuit. Do I quit out and rejoin very quickly with the Porsche? I feel like the Porsche is better for this track because you get more lift off oversteer. Can George consult? I need consulting from the #1 RaceRoom person. Which is the best car? Because I need all the help I can get. Right, there you go. He goes in the crossbow. T300's fine. I think it does wear over time, but it's not terrible. I mean, I had one for 2 years, 3 years. The best car is concentration. Okay. I mean, the problem is I'm... See, I wouldn't describe myself as a bad sim racer, but I wouldn't sound like particularly good. You know, we're in that like death zone. Right, let's just stick with that. I'm going to put that. You know, we don't. The default fuel's fine, isn't it? I mean, well, actually, I think it's probably a good place to be where I am in terms of skill, because I always end up in like that sort of top 10 or so, top 15, which means you always end up with good races. So it's actually my benefit. I know a lot of very fast sim racers, and they're in the top, like they're either winning by a mile, or it's very rare that they have sustained battles with people because they're just too good. So it's actually good being terrible, is what I'm saying. Be rubbish and enjoy it. That's my moral. Game of Muscles life lessons. To be fair, I think that does apply to everything in life. There's definitely like an advantage to being a bit thick, because you don't realise. Jesus Christ! You know, if you there's a sweet spot of being thick and intelligent where you're just going to enjoy stuff. You're not going to really question things. Let's let him go past. No point risking the bin. Okay, why are you slowing down, dude? Go. I lift to let him through when he trundle wagons through there. Jesus Christ, I'm going to lose like 4 places. I can't really do anything here. Now, you don't want to be like totally thick. As I was saying, there's like a sweet spot. It's like Donald Trump is obviously not very bright, but he does it. He's clever enough and egotistical enough to like be able to push his own agenda through, and also starting off with enough money. That obviously helps. But you know, there's like a sweet spot. Whereas, you know, if you were like relatively intelligent, you'd be like, oh, hang on a minute, I'm an idiot. And then you'd be like, then you'd be like, oh, I don't want to do that because that's stupid, and you'd hold yourself back. You know, Oh no, George. But I know there's loads of people that manage to be. They're generally crap at what they do, but like me, well, yeah, at the sort of average, but it kind of works out. Whereas if you're really, really good at something, I don't know, you like pursue it in a different way. It's like, maybe a better example is like people that are really, really successful at school, at exams and stuff, and because they don't have to like struggle for it so much, they kind of like don't, it's not like they've got to fight for it, so they don't really go, they kind of just linger. Even though in theory they could be like absolutely amazing at it compared to other people. So this, you know, this is a deep philosophical point I'm making here. Being average is great. I'm just making excuses. Well, yeah, the problem is you've got... Oh, Christ almighty, let him go through here. He jim-jammed us there. You've got the Dunning-Kruger effect, where the less you know, the more you think you know, and the more you actually know, the more you realise you don't know. And that's pretty, like, stressful. So this, like, you'll notice with like earlier videos on my YouTube channel, I'll be just saying stuff like super confidently, and whereas now I will like double think certain things. I'll be like, oh, hang on, well, maybe that's not right because of this and this and this, and then so rather than just making a decisive point, you end up just like being a bit wish-washy. Again, it's better to be an idiot. It's better to be ignorant. Oh, thank you, George. Tom, why aren't you in the server? The more you realise you don't know... I missed that. Too many words there. Just if you plan for me to read what you type, I would advise against writing the half of the New Testament on the screen, because that's very hard to read whilst driving. Gamer brain. all my IQ is spent on T1 overtakes. 300 IQ no brake manoeuvres. I swear it's that. Cod pieces. I can't remember the conclusion of the cod piece discussion. It was probably very important. One line of testament at a time. In Hebrew. Oh dear. Hebrew is probably another one of those languages that just looks like squiggles. Squiggle language. How did dyslexics back then read anything? I mean, I guess dyslexia wasn't invented, so they were just considered to be idiots, so... It's like that, hello, Dogtooth. What's that writing where it's like... Whoa! It's just like lines. You've got it on that block. It's like the oldest text known to man. God knows how you read that. Like, even if you understand it. You know, it's like this is the thing. Obviously, to like Westerners, if you don't speak Chinese or Korean or whatever, or you don't know their text, it looks like really daunting. But the actual logic behind it is pretty sound. Like you can imagine learning it. Same with like Egyptian, yeah, Sanskrit. No, not even Sanskrit. It's something else. But like Egyptian and stuff, and like there's languages that look crazy when you don't understand them. But they, you could be like, well, I can see how I could learn how they work. But then some of these ancient languages, it's like, what? It's like trying to read binary or something, you know, because they're so indistinct. Shred Live, French uses Latin letters. Is you know, it's pretty much the same as English. No, not hieroglyphics, not windings. Babylonian cuneiform on mud tablets. It's oddly specific. Oh, come on. Whoa, just cutting him off, sorry. It's Gašper. He was gasping for air there. Do I prefer RaceRoom or iRacing? Well, I'm not a fan of iRacing's tyre model. Like the force feedback and the physics in iRacing. I think it's terrible. So, you know, I would totally concede that many aspects of iRacing are probably more realistic than RaceRoom. But I don't like the end drive or the force feedback. So, the actual drive in RaceRoom I prefer to iRacing in many ways. And iRacing is like 350 quid versus RaceRoom's £45. And with these ranked servers, you know, good. Where did he go? She's been abducted. Whoa, you bugger! He's making that. What? I've got like a real fear of braking. I could brake a lot late. Whoa, drift test. I could brake later, but I don't trust the car. Yeah, you know, I quite like the iRacing Skippy. It's got like road tyres on it, and you get good racing with it. iRacing, you get Americans shouting at you, which is always fun. That's really missing from the other simulators. Well, we're in 8th place here. L-Man in 7th. It's a bit of a gap though, and I think this car behind us is going to ramshackle us when we brake too early. I feel like we're going over the limit on the brakes. I might just need to tweak the force feedback. Thomas and Gašper crew. Listen to it scream. She's not happy, BMW. Okay, it better be a good one, T8 365, otherwise we'll be upset. Oh yeah, check out Random Call Signs channel, guys, and give him a like. Help him promote his content. Cool. I'd appreciate that. Even if you don't stick around and watch, actually. I heard a rumour that if you like it and you don't watch, then it reflects negatively. So I don't know. But check out his channel either way. I'm holding everyone up. Muscle jam. Oh, walled him. Psychological wall. I don't think we're holding them up. I think we're... Okay, maybe we are a little bit, but it's all fine. It's all fine. See, the thing is, I tapped the brake there so we don't understeer off the track, but the car behind us then went wide and was able to gain on us. But I don't know if they eventually get a penalty for doing that. Brained him out. We're still in front. 9 minutes left here. I have a suspicion I'm running the wrong profile on my steering wheel. Alright, CB. Chris Bow. Guys, remember to check out Chris Bow Photography on Instagram. Don't think I could do that any slower if I tried. Oh, carnage behind this. He's gone. He's in the wall. Death. The Simagic wheel is just nice and loose and kind of, you know, it's got the advantages of a DD wheel. But I didn't really have that much time to really mess around with it and test it properly, so... The thing that really stood out to me, though, with it wasn't necessarily the motor. It's more just like the quality of the wheel rim and the buttons on it and the flappy paddles. I mean, I didn't get to drive them with the flappy paddles, but I had a little click of them separate. It's just the wheel rim quick release system stuff was really nice on it. I think the thing is, I mean, obviously, it's still like £800. So if you're going to spend £800 on a DD wheel, you might as well get like a SimuCube 2 or a Fanatec DD in some ways. Well, maybe not a Fanatec DD because, well, it depends. If you get a second-hand wheel rim, you can do it for like 1,000 to 1,300 or something. But my big hope is that it just like whatever can bring the price down, really, especially for wheel rims, because that's where there's I mean, you've got a DD motor, it's going to cost you like 500 quid whatever for a 20 newton meter DD motor. That's sort of like 400, 500 pounds, and then the controller unit's like £100, give or take. But it's the wheel rims that seem to add like an extra. If you want a really nice wheel rim with magnets and everything, they're like an extra £300-400. So there's no reason why a Chinese company couldn't sort of mass produce these sort of things for like £200 or £150. And I think everyone with DD wheels would then benefit from that. Well, the thing is, if you've got a DD wheel, you're going to really want a round rim and a Formula rim. That's what I found. Having used the Formula rim with this Fanatec DD and this circular rim, like, because if you do a lot of sim racing, you're going to drive Formula cars and you're going to drive road cars. And a round rim and a Formula rim basically covers that. I mean, even when I had my TSPC Racer, I would use the Formula rim and the round rim. And once you've got that, anything else is kind of more just like for absolute immersion of wheel rim. So, yeah, you kind of do want the quick, because also you don't want to spend ages removing wheel rims. You want it to be snap off and go, you know. So that's why, you know, you add in, with most of the ecosystems out there, the wheel rims are adding like effectively another, well, so let's say they're £350 for a wheel minimum. That's £700 additional for 2 wheel rims over whatever DD system you use. It seems smoother than the AccuForce wheel, weirdly. I don't know if I mean, they both use stepper motors, but it did feel smoother. But I hadn't really fiddled around with it that much, didn't really get to tweak it or anything, so... And it's been a long time since I used the AccuForce and the AccuForce 2. I'd imagine if you... The big advantage with the AccuForce is its software is really good. So you'd probably want to go for the... If you were thinking of getting AccuForce versus this other wheel, the SimMagic, you're probably better off going for the AccuForce wheel. Because software is like a very big component with DD wheels. If arguably more important than the motor in some ways, is the software support and how you can configure it, and it working innately with the games without too much fiddling is quite important. I don't know if the electrical connection would fail over time. I don't see why it would. The contacts aren't rotating on it, it's fixed in place. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, like, this is why generally when people ask me which DD wheel should I get, I basically say if you're in America and you want the cheapest option, an AccuForce wheel, especially when it's on sale. If you're in Europe and you want the cheapest solution, then it's kind of like an even split between the SimuCube 2 and the Fanatec DDs. purely because with the SIMUcube 2, I mean, if you're going to get multiple wheel rims, you know, you're going to have to get custom wheel rims that end up costing a lot if you want similar features to the Fanatec wheel rims. If you're getting the Fanatec DD, you just get the basic Formula rim, and maybe like the BMW wheel rim, and then you're pretty much covered. You can get mod versions of the old Fanatec wheel rims that don't have encryption in them, but they're getting harder and harder to find. What if you live in Trinidad? I don't know. I'm not an expert on Trinidad. Right, we're sliding through every corner here. Come on. It's not ice skating. Whoa. I'm gonna have to look after this race. I'm gonna have to check the scoreboard, see if we're moving up. I think if we're consistently getting 10th place, we should move up. The reason we dropped so far back was because of those races where we got destroyed. And so you come last and you then lose, you know, ELO rating against people that are really terrible. Yeah, we'll keep racing SWA Gaming. Please don't go for the pass up the inside here. No, 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 no. That is not where you go for it. He backed out of it, fortunately. D Kamikaze. I mean, I guess the warning is in his name. By the way, guys, go on RaceRoom and look at my RaceRoom profile, and look at my banner. It's literally the best banner on RaceRoom. I mean, I don't mean to brag, but it is. It's got lens flares and everything. It's top notch. It's pure intimidation. I don't think you can see it in game though. Simplicity SW25 with steering wheel cost 660. Did you buy that brand new, Noah? I've not tried. I don't know if that's the one that uses SIMUcube. I mean, if that works. What adds a lot of price to the wheel rim solution is when you want the quick release. So that's like another 150 pounds. And then you've got the button box, you know. What wheel are you using? What button box are you using? Sounds quite interesting. Where are those likes? I haven't told anyone to click the like button. I've had we've had quite a few likes on the videos this week, so can't be too demanding. I think I've established a Pavlovian response from most viewers of the channel. We've got it to the point where people that watch this channel, when they walk into shopping centres, they keep pushing the like button on those little customer survey things. They don't know why they're doing it. This guy's going to take me out. I probably deserve it because I'm slow, but... I'll have to have a look at that. Oh, here we go. Where is he? Oh, there, he's next to us. He's stuffed his nose up the inside. Now he's backed out of it. Oh, this is the final lap, so... Why does it say there's 1 minute 41? Oh, okay, I see. That's the race ending time. Oh, it's Thomas Smith behind us. Did he just lose it? So we've gained some points there. Let's have a look at the scoreboard. Nice new camera angle. Oh, I moved it a while back, but thanks, Marble. Felipe Santos. Yeah, the Fanatec DD1 is quite a lot better than the Fanatec 2.5, but at the same time, if you're happy with the Fanatec 2.5, don't bother upgrading, you know. It's like if you're happy with the CSL Elite and stuff. I think the 2.5 is... I mean, you know, it's not a DD wheel, and you don't get the sort of punchiness, but still, it's fine. You know. Oh, you went straight at the last turn. Did you ever get to try the ECCI? I did try the ECCI 7000. It was absolute crap. I don't think I've tried a Frex wheel. But that ECCI wheel was total garbage. I remember... So, before the T500 by Thrustmaster came out... hang on, let's read the results here. J. Castanara in first place. F. Solderstedt in second. D. Burke third. G. Zolst fourth. Nice driving, guys. Let's see what the next track is. And, Zandvoort. Let's put the Porky on for that. Oh. Let's try this one. There we go. Yeah, so the T500 came out after that ECCI wheel, and everyone was going on about the ECCI, going, oh, you know, it's so good, it feels so solid, it's so realistic. It was absolute crap. Like the whole thing with the ECCI wheel is it had like a big metal drum with like a belt that then went to the motor. Which made it smooth, but it had like tons of like inertia and innate dampening to it. So this is the thing, a lot of people equate inertia and dampening in force feedback, or certainly used to, with it being realistic, because it made the cars feel heavy. So it was really dumb. Yeah, so but the T500 was basically as good as it, and that was a massively flawed wheel, in my opinion. Force feedback wheels, guys. And then, I mean, now you've got DD wheels where you just can set them up however you want, so it's not an issue. But hello, lobster manfish. Yeah, I think the Frex wheel was probably quite good, but I remember seeing it back in like 2005 and 6 and stuff. But it was like really expensive, and obviously it was really long with that giant worm gear, and you could only really get them in Japan at the time. Or like, I think some people imported them, but right, it might look like my camera's a bit high, and it is. It's because the wheel's in an annoying position. I mean, whatever I do, it's going to be blocked by my wheel rim. That's why we need the Formula rim. Oh well, we'll just do this. Oh my god, this has way stiffer force feedback. Just turn that down. Force feedback down. Yeah, I can't remember what the button is to pitch the camera. I don't know if I've set it. I don't really like pitching the camera though. It tends to make me feel like I'm a bit wonky donk in the car. Oh, this feels way better than the other Porsche. Whoop. Oh, we should have been driving this. Doesn't have as on and off force feedback as the other Porsche. It's not as leery. See, I've stopped on the racing line, really. Is this the newer one? Whoa. Maybe I should drive this with the Formula rim. I don't know. It seems tighter. I think the steering locks up a bit better. But those flags on the hillside. How many people are in this server here? Can't see. How many Newton meters am I getting out? Right now, probably about 9, 10. That's what I'm using. I got the force feedback turned down relatively low. Depends what I'm driving and how long I'm live streaming for and racing for. Grass entry. Textbook, guys. It's the new racing line. What's its max? It's like 20 Newton meters on this wheel, but you know it's not comfortable, and it's kind of unrealistic with our GT3 cars. A lot of race cars have power steering, so the only reason to run higher force feedback is than the real car is to get more immersion, like give you the illusion of sort of G-forces and stuff and a bit more feel from the game. Hey, Rice Cake. Everyone can ask questions about force feedback settings. Well, weirdly, with the higher Newton meters of force, you don't tend to use that much more arm strength. It's more that your wrists get absolutely hammered. 20 Newton meters is only 20 kilograms when you're actually turning, and you say you're using both hands. So that's 10 kilograms with each hand. I mean, normally you're meant to push rather than pull, so you're probably doing like 15 kilograms. But that's not really a hard thing to do. It's more like when you've got oscillations, you're holding the wheel steady, which isn't. That's more about grip and kind of, you know, you're not really holding back 20 kilograms of force, like just because of the way it works. Do I use reverse force feedback? Well, I use whatever force feedback gives me the correct direction. Assuming your caster settings are correct, and I don't think you can change caster settings in RaceRoom, but you can change caster in R Factor 2 and ACC. But assuming your caster settings are correct, when you turn right, the force feedback should push you to the left. And when you turn left, the force feedback should push you to the right. That's how you know your force feedback's the right way around. You do have to invert the force feedback with the some of the Simulcube wheels with RaceRoom. Right, let's try and get a acceptable lap here. What are we at the moment? 11th. I think we can qualify at least 7th. I need to turn the traction control down here. It's too aggressive. Is that Thomas Schmidt? Whoa! Wind's blowing my window. I'm in a basement and it's so windy that my window's moving. Jesus. Thought I was being attacked then. Oh, God, that's going to be death in the race. Perfectly safe track. This is what happens if you allow a stoned person to build a racetrack. This is what they come up with. So, let's build a race circuit at Ange Beach. Well, yeah, if you... Yeah, that's a good thing to do if you want to change the strength of each car. Minus 35? Yeah, I mean, my Dutch accent's amazing. It's almost as good as my Indian accent, which is equally terrible. My accents are so good at offending people. They're not good at being accurate. '12th. Oh, come on. I should probably actually go through the tracks and learn where the break points are, really. Look at that. Oh, my French accent's pretty perfect, I'll have you know. Well, it used to be. That's the only accent I can actually do. Ah, oh, bollocks. Who puts a crest there? It's a silly place to put a crest. That crest was put in by car insurance companies wanting you to have to pay the premium. Do you see the premium for these cars? If you do this racing, it's like 8,000, 5,000 to 8,000 pound premium. So if you bin it for your 250, 300,000 pound car, you have to pay 5,000 to 8,000 pounds. Motorsport just doesn't make any sense. Like, unless you're like got a business backing you fully, it doesn't make any sense. Like the cost of it just is insane. Like, it's not even like, oh, it's expensive. It's like, because we're not. So you've got like Formula 1 where you're like, oh, you know, that's expensive. You expect that to be expensive. But I'm talking about like GT4 racing, where it's not even necessarily particularly televised or that popular. Hello, Darius Sanders. It's just, it shows you how much. Or some people are doing it out of their own budgets. It shows you how much money some people have compared to other people. And but then also on like the sort of corporate marketing side, you know, it's just mind blowing. Absolutely mind blowing. That's going to be tricky in the race. What Formula Lobster were you racing? Last time I looked at F4, it was £500,000 for a season as a arriving as you know, like a paid for seat in a team. Oh, yeah. Well, sit. Too much. It's just silly. That was kind of the funny thing at the Auto Sports show, was I was talking to people about cost of motorsport and stuff and prices and things. But also, like, so they have like they had like a go-kart display there, and it's like affordable racing. It's like, yeah, all right. Motorsport really needs to sort itself out. That there really does need to be an actual affordable go-kart series where, say it costs like 50 quid or something to turn up and race. Still a lot of money for a lot of people, but with prizes for the top 5 people, so that you could fund, you know, if you're talented, you can fund it. like how poker works. Like you know, you could turn up for a satellite event, you could pay like 30 quid, and if you win that satellite, you can then use the winnings from that to then go into something else, you know. So you can, in theory, and many people have, start with effectively no money, and still, if you're very skilled, which is unlikely, but if you were, you could potentially make it. Whereas in motorsport, you could literally be Michael Schumacher or Ayrton Senna, or you know, you could literally be twice as good as Michael Schumacher. Like, actually, I'm totally literally twice as good as Michael Schumacher, and it would mean nothing. It'd mean absolutely nothing if you're not really, really rich. I mean, so that's the weird thing. I don't think there's any other sports that are like that to that extent. Be a top, yeah. Well, that's all. So the whole sim racing to real world thing has kind of dried up because race teams were like, hang on a minute. But a lot of real world race drivers, not all of them, but there was quite a lot of them that were getting a bit pissed off with some like kid getting into motorsport without having to like spend all the money on it. Now, not as I say, not everyone, but I know that there were quite a lot of dissenting voices in motorsport. You can understand it if someone's risked their house and their family spent all this time and money on to get into it, and then some kid comes in that's just won a competition with a games console. You can see why it would piss people off, but yeah, there's also a very limited number of seats in real world motorsport where you can, you know, if you had like a yearly prize with a console game or an esports thing, you know, it'd only take like 12 years and you filled out the old grid. There's not that many televised motorsports where those sponsorship things make sense. This corner is the death of me. It was, motorsport was just, well actually no, you didn't have to be that rich initially. Like, you would have had to been well off, but it would, oh you penis, what, just stay still, man. A lot of it would be like engineers, like people that own a garage could put together a car. Like, it still wouldn't be cheap, but you know, if you ran a garage business, you could potentially get a car to a racetrack and race it in some of the lower series, and some of the lower series that were televised. That was possible up until about probably like the late 70s, maybe stopped at around about the 80s, and then since then it's like, you know, you would need like backing from giant companies, or you'd need to be at least like a millionaire. I think I might have the date slightly wrong, but I think it was round about the sort of very late 70s, early 80s where that transition really happened. In America, you can still vaguely do it, and TT bike racing, people can still vaguely do it, not in the lower tiers. But even that, I think, is probably debatable. Hello, Real Benny Mac. But you're not going to get into something like Formula 1. That's for sure. And the other thing with Formula 1 is you kind of have to be like an 8-year-old. You need two parents, really, or a super dedicated parent throwing money at you, at an 8-year-old, to then have them be sponsored by one of the teams. Hello, Oscar. Welcome along. Yeah, but banger racing's, I mean, it's fine. It's its own thing, but you know, it's really sloppy. It's not exactly refined driving, if you know what I mean. It's a whole different sport. So I say go-karting would be the logical thing. Most people live nearish a go-kart track, And if prizes were available for your entry fees, then it would potentially allow someone to do it that doesn't have a lot of money, that just has talent. I did get a bottle. I posted it on Instagram. It's awesome. I'm pretty sure Lando was very well off beforehand getting into it. I mean, it's the same with like Lewis Hamilton. When you say, oh, you know, you can't get into F1 without being ludicrously rich, people go, oh, Lewis Hamilton. And then you're like, oh, hang on a minute. Lewis Hamilton's dad completely sacrificed his entire life to support his kid through it. It's like absurd. And that was like, you know, and his dad wasn't exactly poor. I mean, they weren't rich, but, you know. And, yeah, I'm not... It's just how it is. Yeah, I think bike racing is the only thing where you can really do it in the UK. I say in America, there are like oval series and stuff where you could possibly get through it. And as I'm not that knowledgeable on it, but from when I've talked to people, there does seem to be a lot more business sponsorship options in America. I'm sure it's like ridiculously hard still and like absurd, but I think in like UK and Europe, business stuff is more like formalized in general, and like they're only really interested in the top televised series. But in the States, you're much more likely to find like a local dirt oval thing, and then a local company that was willing to advertise, which just doesn't. That doesn't really happen in the UK. I mean, obviously the States is absolutely huge, and they have a more sort of, the way they do business and the way the cash flows is different to how it works in the UK. So, but even then in the States, whoa, Christ, here we go. Got to finish the race, otherwise we lose a lot of points. Even then in the States, it's still mental hard. So, right, we're moving up here. We started quite far back actually. Your mum had 3 jobs. Yeah. I mean, car behind. I backed out of that to be safe, and car behind almost plundered us there. I kind of half went for a move. And normally, if you're going for a move, you should probably go for it rather than half-arsing it. But I guess they did the safe thing. It paid off. Well, it didn't pay off in race position, but paid off that I've got 4 wheels. So, oh, this guy's gonna lose it. You. Oh, I've just lost a place because I had to avoid this car. Oh my God, losing places by driving safe. Still got wheels though. I'm going to stay on the right hand side here so the hopefully we don't get dive bombed. Nice close driving here. Oh, there goes a car in the wall, bin bagged. £8,000. I know, to be fair, that probably would have only been a bumper, so like £2,000. Hello, Nipper R. Come on. That was a late move, but I risked it. I wanted to defend the inside. Oh, Christ, come on. What's this yellow flag for? No, not here. Come on, dude. I'm just going to let him through. There's no point in me risking getting binned. It's really annoying. Well, you know, it's quite hard to tell with the car, but if you get binned into the wall, then that is race over, and then you lose. With the ranking, you lose a lot of points. So, and on a track like Zandvoort, man, we got traction control to death there. On a track like Zandvoort, you do find people just losing it in the wall at the midpoint of the race because they sort of lose concentration or they make a silly mistake. So at the early part of the race, if you're not going for first place, it's quite good to just try and be safe. Risk it for a biscuit. Just don't want these guys to drive away from us here. We need to... Thing is, I can brake later than I have been, but I'm not 100% confident on the point of where the car loses traction. Yeah, I went to Sim Racing Expo last year, Mr. Speedforce. It was good fun. Got a video of it on our channel, unless you were talking to someone else. Oh, come on. Okay, I can't really defend him. He's got so much speed. Ain't blocking that. Ah, too much traction control. Oh, this guy's not going to back out of it, is he? No, he's ahead of us though. Oh, no, he's not. Come on, come on. If you're going to pass, pass fast. Yeah, it was sim race is growing pretty quickly though. There's a lot more awareness of sim racing in real world motorsport. In the last 2 years, it's really grown. It's actually surprising how unaware of sim racing real world motorsport was until like the last 2 or 3 years. Like, but that's the motorsport world. Oh, there you go. There it is. The motorsport world is super like. Just weird. Just like really out of touch in a lot of ways. Like really insular. Hello, Edgy Jake. I think it's always been like that. Oh, Christ. Probably comes from the fact that real world motorsport's mostly either hobbyist or just people with tons of money, so it just, you know, it's companies only respond to stuff if there's like immediate money to be made or it's very like directly related to the actual racing. Yeah, sim race is niche, but it's not insular in the same way that motorsport is. Like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like normally if you have a chance to make a lot of money out of something, people pay attention. But like I say, even historically with like just video games, ignore sim racing. But the licensing of cars for video games, car companies were just like totally did not realise the value in having a car in a computer game so that kids would be exposed to a brand. Like they just didn't get it. They were like, oh, computer games. Oh, Jesus Christ, what kind of... You idiot! What are you doing? They kind of would see all computer games as... Pong. You know, they didn't realise the exposure and the value. What was that guy? We just got absolutely smash wankled there. Bin banned. How's your index? It's all right. I've got it in my bedroom. I haven't done much VR recently though, in the last like month or so. Been too busy with other stuff. I mean, I was really surprised with McLaren, with like, you know, the McLaren Shadow thing, because that was their sort of initiative of them actually trying to get involved with it. But that's only like two or so years old now. Oh, we gained a place there. Hello, Gromsy. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, George. But it's only in like the last 3 years, I would say. And you have to bear in mind that like sim racing is like 15 years old, 15, 20 years old. I mean, you could argue it's older than that, but it's cars being used in video games is like, you know, like Toka times. It's like, you know, you're talking quite a long time. Hello, Nathan White. Yeah, well, so you're talking about F1 stuff. I mean, yeah, they tried to cut. Well, not just in F1. In a lot of the series, they've tried to stop the costs running away more than they already have. But they're not like bringing it down to anything reasonable. You know, in all those like top series, or even not top series, like all of the series, even if they like limit tyre changes and, you know, chassis regs and stuff, no, all this stuff is still like absurd price. Yeah, it's still mental pricing. Like, it's so mental that they would have to like, you know, you'd have to over half what's the current budgets are. Is that the same guy that winkled us before? Well, he's just killed himself there, rear-ending us. Pedden501, thanks for subscribing and clicking that bell. Welcome along. I can't remember what it was. I was watching a documentary about BTCC. It was in like 2015 or something. And they calculated it was like £4,000 per lap. Or something, like, obviously it's a kind of arbitrary way to break down the costing. It doesn't quite work like that, but it was kind of funny. Nathan White, yeah, I mean, it depends what your objective is. Like, if you just want to get in a car yourself and do some kind of racing, then yeah, like banger racing or rally, whatever, you know, fine. Maybe autocross. It's not really racing, but you know, someone could conceivably do that, or something like what's it called? The Caterham Cup Series is like, you could do that for £20,000 a year. Still a ton of money, but still. But the thing is, that can't lead to anything really. Like, realistically, it's more just a way to burn money. You're effectively doing sim racing, but with cars. Like, in the sense that, well, actually, you're less likely to get something from it. You're less likely to get a name or prizes from it than you would through sim racing. So yeah, if you just want to do racing, then that kind of stuff's an option. But if you were doing it for the sense of like you're competitively driven, which is pretty much the point for a lot of people who are doing motorsport, there's no way to do it without being like a millionaire. Or the only way in would be through sim competitions. Like, that is it. Maybe like even scholarships are kind of a bit rigged if you do them in real life, and you still have to spend about a grand, £2,000 with it just being a gamble if you get through them. But you know, the thing is, it's like even something like a Caterham. Like, if you're a good sim racer, like in terms of like how you approach tracks, braking, and like actual racecraft, any like real-world road car is probably going to be, from a sort of basic competitive standpoint, would probably be a bit dull after doing a season of it. Like, you would you would get into the sort of once you got, assuming the person got acclimatized to the fear factor of real life, which some people wouldn't. But no, assuming that they do, because they're a sort of like a Nate racer type person, they would probably find it quite dull. Like they would want to move to a faster series, and you just can't do that without millions of pounds. Weirdly, go-karting, I think it's not the same as driving a full-size car, obviously, but because of the way it scales and the way that you use the brake pedal in a go-kart and how nippy it is, weirdly, that actually could probably stay quite compelling. Yeah, the sort of competitive aspect of go-karting, and you know. But it's weird, like, so this is the other thing. In other countries in Europe, you have like this sort of shifter kart stuff on full-size circuits seems more established. In the UK, it's just like, it seems like there just aren't really many options, and any option that does exist requires you to be a millionaire. Oh Christ! Why do people keep doing that? Either you pull over and let them through, or you do the line and they drive into you because they've gone into that too hot. Five minutes left here. We've still got four wheels. We're not doing too good position-wise. Also, I'm not doing too good frame rate-wise. For some reason, the game's only running at 64 FPS. I mean, personally, I wouldn't do. I don't know. If I was like super rich and I didn't care, maybe I would do real world motorsport. But as it is right now, I think I would much rather, if I was going to just burn money on something, I'd much rather be like flying a helicopter or doing like gliding or something. Because I mean, I'm not that fussed about proving myself as being a fast driver. Like unless I was like trying to be like the best driver and it started from a young age, I'd be like, well, what's the point? You know, outside of the immediate enjoyment of driving. Maybe if you could do it as like a business thing, like if somehow you could get the sponsorship and I don't know, somehow tie it in with like a creative YouTube endeavour, filming it and being sort of artistic with it, then I'd do it in that kind of context. But we got cars drifting all over the place. Actually, to be honest, rally driving, I would totally do that. I'd totally do if I was rich, I'd totally do real world rally driving. That'd be awesome. I'd die, but it'd be worth it. And yeah, to be fair, actually, I would absolutely, you know, it'd be so terrifying. You wouldn't get bored of it. Well, I wouldn't. I don't think. Even in like a very mid-spec rally car. It would just be awesome. So that's something I'd do in real life if I was rich. I wouldn't want to do it in like a garbage car. I'd want to do it in like something that was, you know, proper all-wheel drive, enough power to sort of hang it around, you know, something nippy. I wouldn't feel safe in a really crappy front-wheel drive rally car because you just don't have the. In many ways, I think it's harder to, well, not harder to drive fast, but harder to. You have to drive a lot more preemptively because you just wouldn't have the grip levels. I hope I have enough fuel here. 5.7 litres. I should be. Might be a little bit close. Well, you do have to be rich to do rally. Like, realistically, like, you have to be well, it depends how you're defining the word rich. in my mind, anyone that earns over like double medium income is pretty well off in a basic sense of it. So that's not rich in a sort of raw sense of it, but. I mean, before I would do anything, unless it was like made sense as a business and you were sponsored and everything, I would have to be, you know, I'd have to have my pension sorted out. You know, there's so many things you'd want to have sorted out before you were like burning money doing motorsport. Realistically, you need like what, £2 million, £1.5 million saved up for a pension. Like, not in terms of like immediate cash in a bank, but in terms of what you need for sort of to continue a median income on a pension. You need like £1 million, £1.5 million. If you want to retire on like 30k or something, 25k. So I don't pay into a proper pension at the moment. No, I'm saving at the moment. Whoa, come on. Parent pension. Ah! No! On the last bloody corner. 2 litres of... Oh, God, I don't have enough fuel for this nonsense. Come on. No, basically, I want to save enough, like a year's worth of income, have that in effective semi-liquid asset, and then have part of that obviously invest. You know, you just put it in like a bank account, but have it in like a totally low-risk ISA or something, and then start putting money into a proper pension after that. So the point is that when you put money into a pension, you obviously don't intend to access it, especially if it's like a life ISA, because, you know, if you access the money, you lose all the actual tax benefits. But if you're like a YouTuber, or you've got a really risky, self-employed job, you really want to have a pool of money available in case everything goes tits up, so that you've got like a year to be like, oh, okay, hang on, and now I can get another job or work something out. You know, that's why you do that. If you've got a normal job in the UK, if you've got a normal job, you would be advised to have a normal pension plan, and then you also get your work that's employing you to pay into that with the maximum rate that they can do. Invest in Chinese companies. Yeah. Well, you know, obviously, if you're investing money, I mean, I'm not an investor, but you obviously you diversify it across risky and not risky stuff, and you know, you probably pay for a company that knows what they're doing to make sure that you don't lose all your money. In the UK, if you've got 15k subs, you're a celebrity. T Salts, D Merker, top 3 there. Who's the next one? I would never invest in games. J Cadera, F Ford Start. Nice racing there. I think let's exit this. Might change to a different car. Let's have a look at the rankings. Yeah, well, might have to join another track here. 5 minutes. Let's do GT3. It's got 5 minutes until the next session there, so we can have a little look at the old rankings. You're here for a good time, not a long time. Well, yeah, but then obviously you probably, on average, people live to like 72, and also if you pay into most pension plans and like ISAs, if you get terminally ill, you can take the money out of them without losing the tax benefit from them. So it's not like you've lost the money, by dying. And most times, unless you're hit by a car or you're in a 737 Maxi, you normally get some warning before you die. And Mighty Donut, thank you for becoming a channel member. Or subscribing, I should say, not being a channel member. Where's the ranking page? Here we go. RaceRoom ranking. Well, yeah, but I mean, you shouldn't really be investing. Well, I'm not an investor. This is not good advice, so ignore what I'm saying. But you shouldn't generally be investing for what's happening in the next 6 months, a year. Like the whole thing is that you do stuff based over like a 20-year period, so that on average you're making money. If anyone's doing like day trading or any of that, even like within a year, it's very, very risky. But I mean, it makes sense to have a small percentage of what you're investing in on like tech companies or like crazy stuff for fun. But you would put that percentage and offset it with a larger percentage of stuff that's generally like bonds and whatever, or whatever's considered to be the good thing. Where are we here? Where are we? Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying to all four. So you obviously work out a percentage that you're happy with. I'm not an investor though, so I don't know what I'm talking about. So don't listen to what I'm saying. Where's this? Where am I? Have I actually managed to get worse here? I've got worse. I've gone down. What's happening? How can I like drop down so... Oh, there we go. I've dropped to 107. This is ridiculous. The more we play, the worse we get. You need a DD2. How are you going to pay for it? Well, you don't need a DD2 anyway. But also, a DD wheel is just like you're putting your money in stasis, really. I mean, it's probably going to... Well, it's going to depreciate at what? Like... Initially 10% and then 2% a year, 1% a year. So really, a DD wheel is better than inflation. You're better with a DD wheel than inflation, especially if you live in the UK. What with the British economy in the process of collapsing and the pound destroying itself, DD wheel, you could buy it and then sell it in the future to a European or an American, top notch. The DD life insurance plan. What happens when they put retirement up again? So that would be with the state pension, presumably. It depends on what type of pension you're using and what schemes you're using for your pension. So it doesn't matter if they put the retirement age up if you've got an investment plan that you're using as a pension that you can then take out when you want. But I mean, normally, I say you would have like a range of. You'd have like the state pension. You'd have like a lifetime ISA. You'd have like some random investments yourself or whatever. You do a bunch of things. If you've got money to save, which most people don't, so the realities of life. Come on. We're going to have to go to GT3. I've been slaughtered, guys. How have we got worse? I thought our 10th place. Hello, Oscar. Thank you. Thanks for sending me the 2 poundy bobs there. Oh, yeah, I don't know about how it works in America. I mean, in America, you might as well just burn your money. You have one accident in America and that's it, you're bankrupt, so I don't know why you'd even bother. Why would you even live in America? Like, Americans have like the dumbest system. Like, I guess if you're employed by a company that has like a good insurance policy, then fine. But outside of that, you're basically screwed if you're in America. I just don't understand it. I don't understand. Because you're going to get ill. Like, chances are you might get some form of cancer. Like, most forms, or a lot of form of cancer you can cure with, like, diagnosis and chemo and stuff. And you know. But you're probably going to get ill once in your life, seriously. Statistically, what? It's going to be like 15% of people, 10% of people. And if you get even moderately ill in the States, you're screwed. So, it's just insane. If I was American, I'd probably be until they change the healthcare system, or you've got a job in one of these companies that got good health insurance. I would be like, I'd probably try to find a way out personally. That under those conditions. I mean, the same's happening in the UK, you know. So I'm not saying the UK is better. It is at the moment, but it's changing. Save us in America. Yeah. Let's just say the UK selling its NHS off to Americans that are gonna, I say Americans, off to like large business interests, which will then profiteer off the misery of the small people. That's just where you make money these days. It's where big business can make money easily. So, yeah, well, I'll have to like go somewhere else. Let's all go to Canada. It's probably there's no escape from it, guys. We could all just get stoned. Yeah, I guess that's an option. Right, I've got 1 minute, 1 minute 3 to go to GT3 race. Yeah, nothing bad happens in Australia. They've voted in a mental Conservative government repeatedly. And obviously half of Australia's on fire at the moment. Well, no, it rained, didn't it? Put out the fires. Hello, Mr. Paflini. But Australia does have nice beaches, you know, where you can get eaten by sharks. So, Germany's all right, but then there's a load of like new fascists in Germany, and you look at some of the German cities and wealth inequality in Germany. There's loads of problems there, and then Germany has like absolutely mental paperwork. Papier bitter. So, you know, you can't win. There's no escape. That's it. We need to go to. I'm going to get an island somewhere, and we can all the sim racers can invade it. Right, here we go. GTR 3 Dubai Autodrome. Great, a track I do not know at all. Porky to be safe. Switzerland's good, but it's very expensive. Nice hills though, and lots of hedgehogs. Well, Zark, Elon Musk has us covered there. We're going to use these new satellite internet. Sorted. I need to get my frame. I don't know why my game is running at 75 FPS. It's not acceptable. Unacceptable. Well, I like the Porsche, and to be honest, we're here for racing action, not for individual cars particularly. So it doesn't bother me. You know, it's not going to like magically make it different to watch driving a different car. Go to Poland, Bob. Yeah, I mean, there's good. You know, there's positives to Poland. It gets a bit cold in the winter though. And this is the problem. Every time you like tally up, you're like Australia, warm beaches, kangaroos, barbecues, awesome. But then it's like insane conservative government. Everything's burning down, and too hot in the summer. And house prices are insane in the cities. So, you know, and the internet, you're in the wrong time zone. The internet and prices of games are expensive, which is very important. So, yeah, you're like Thailand, and you're like, again, pretty mental government. Very humid. Internet's not always terrible in Thailand. you know, I don't. When I last looked into it, it seemed like Holland is probably like the best country in totality. I mean, Norway's really nice, and Sweden, but too cold. Holland's kind of the same temperature as the UK, but Holland's going to be underwater in 50 years. So you buy a windmill. I mean, you got a windmill, you can stay on the top floor, waterproof the bottom floor, and you're fine when the whole country floods. So actually, maybe that's a good idea. Yeah, that's what the satellite internet is probably going to help a lot. Retiring tile, yeah, but you don't want to trap yourself. So a lot of expatriates go to countries with, like, you know, they've got 50k, 100k, whatever, and they go, right, we're going to retire in these countries, and then they're like, oh, hang on a minute, actually, we don't really like it that much, but you can't then get out of a sort of third world country, or you don't have enough money because you're then sort of stuck in that situation. Also, say you get ill and you've done that. I mean, I guess you could jump off a bridge or something, but you know. Not invest in your brand like Linus Tech. Well, temperatures be fine. Well, maybe it'll get colder though, won't it, George? That's just not. It doesn't get warmer everywhere. It gets colder in some places, warmer in others, and just generally more erratic and extreme weather. UK is going to be nice and tropical though, and then everyone's going to get blown over by the winds in the winter. Why were people burning the UK and US flag? What? Oh, you on about Iran? Probably because the UK and USA like destabilised their government in the past. You know, that doesn't normally go down pretty well with countries. I'm not saying who's right or wrong now, but you know, there's normally resentment when people fiddle with other people's countries. Wooden shoes. Look at these buildings. Oh, yeah. Well, you know, I don't know. It gets very complicated, doesn't it, when you look at global politics? Let's not put our fingers in that. I don't know. But burning flags in general just seems like a bit of a waste of flag material, even if you don't agree with the flag. No, it's a nightmare circuit, isn't it? It's got more right angles on it. I think in totality I've done like 2 laps on this track. And not in this simulator. Whoa, Nipper! Oh, thank you for your retirement fund. Cheers, man. £10 bobs. That's tomorrow's dinner. To get a retirement, I'm eating some beef. Actually, I'm not, because I'd maybe some nice chicken. Thank you, though. really do appreciate that. So it's always mental. Menthol. Nipper. How crazy is it that people send people money on the internet? I feel like one of those buskers outside Hammersmith tube station. I mean, a busker would be pretty happy with a £10 note. What's the most any of you guys have given a busker? Have you ever slipped a £10 note to a busker? The most I've ever given to like a busker person was a £5 note. That's how generous I am. Not generous at all. I mean, unless they're like a really good busker. I mean, I'll give like pound coins to people occasionally, but not like gnomes. A busker's like a person on the street, a street musician. I'd give money to like, yeah, not to busker. I don't know. I just hate street musicians basically. They don't accept. Well, that's it. If they accept PayPal. Oh my giddy aunt. Oh Christ. What a flopper. Cam girls. 20 a year to Amazing Street Band. Oh, that's cool. Oh, he bought the. No, that's different though, isn't it? Like if you've got like street music and they've got a CD and you're buying the CD. I've done that. Wasn't really busker. It was more like a band type thing. I'm talking about like a person like that's just dancing. We're not really doing anything of talent. All right, Dave Blair. I think a good thing is like with homeless people. I mean, even if you're not going to give them any money, is to like actually talk to them or like engage. You know, if there's a homeless person or someone on the street, they may or may not be homeless, and they try and talk to you, like at least answer them back, saying, oh, you say to them, oh no, I don't want to give you any money, or like just talk to them, because if someone is homeless, then it's really alienating them, like just asking people stuff constantly and them being ignored. So even if you're not giving even if you have no intention of giving a homeless person any money, it's good to like just be friendly, you know. And that don't cost nothing, but it will make a big impact. Not as big as impact of actually having a government that's not screwing them over, but you know, it's better than nothing. Dancing require. That's true. Well, it depends. No, good dancing. Don't talk to them. They just ask you for money. Well, you don't have to give them money if you don't want to. You just ask them like, I don't know, just small talk or something. It's more like, imagine if you were homeless, or not even homeless. Imagine you're just on the street all day, regardless of being homeless or not. You're going to be bored out your brain, aren't you? So it's like, it's just nice if someone talks to you as they would talk to anyone else. It makes you, it's just humanising. And that's the thing, is you don't, like, there's no need for something to be dehumanising, like when it's free not to be, if that makes sense. Although, I mean, I'm talking in a British situation here. In the States, it's different. Like, people seem to be so high on drugs when they're homeless in the States. Probably talking to them might not be a good idea. But in the UK, in my experience, it's different. I have to say, when I was in Seattle, there was a guy following me down the street trying to sell me razors that he'd clearly just shoplifted, so I didn't really want to engage him in conversation. So yeah, what I'm saying maybe doesn't apply to those of you in America, but in the UK, be nice. Try and be nice, I guess. Or not. You can get panhandlers license in the States. Is there any license for that? I had a close shave. Well, I didn't, because I didn't buy shoplifted razors. Bloody hell. This track is like a bloody maze. Tarmac maze. Well, I mean, maybe it works. I mean, I guess maybe they sell them and maybe it works out for them. Yeah, it's funny that, isn't it? Getting people to kill other people through a training program that specifically gets them to not think about the consequences. It's funny how that might cause issues. strange that. Man, I want a kebab. I bet you in real... Was this Autodrome Dubai? I wasn't paying attention. Is that what this is called? But I bet you they have good kebabs here. Anywhere with like a proper hot climate has good kebabs. I bet there's a kebab quality climate correlation. You could probably plot it on a graph. The hotter the country, the better the kebabs. I haven't had a kebab for way too long. They only eat golden infused steaks. Gold leaf encrusted. I've never understood that whole eating gold, because it's only going to come out your arse after you've finished eating. Well, probably a day later, but you know. Australia do roast wallaby. It's overcooked though. At least with Australia, it looks like their current government will be removed. Hopefully, who knows? Australia has the same media propaganda problem that we have in the UK and that America's got. So, you know. Come on! We're getting better lines here. We're slowly getting better. Seventh. Well, we're doing all right here. Probably like 5 seconds off the pace, but. The braking on this car makes more sense to me than the GT4 car. This track's not actually that bad, you know. It's quite a nice flow to it. Modulate that throttle, boys. The camera on some of these corners is really confusing now. Stir fry wallaby. I think I was losing a lot of time through traction control with that GT4 car, so I need to turn that off. Find out where the limit is with the traction control off. Or turn it down. This is Dubai. Circuit de Kebab. I really want a kebab now. Really, really want a kebab. kebab muscle. Ah, you can't really make your own kebabs. You need like a one of those proper oven things, like charcoal grill. So I guess you've got a barbecue. Oh, you could make. Yeah, you just need a. I want like the bad kebab. You know the what's it called? You know the kebab on the big thing, like it spins around in front of the heater. The unhealthy kebab. Okay, George, I'll try that out next time. I'm happy with how it is with this car. What advice would you give to someone going to PC first time for sim racing, little or no PC? I would just wouldn't, to be honest. I would stay in the land of console. I would remain ignorant and happy if I was you. I would avoid it. You're really opening a black hole of despair. Advice. I mean, you really don't want to be asking me for advice. That's like. I don't know. It's just a bad idea. But PC. Yeah, just get, if you haven't got a PC yet, get like get the best thing you possibly can for, say, normally about a grand or so, or say like £850 is a good price point for £850. Typically, you always get a very good value for money PC if you buy the best you can get for 850 quid, and then yeah, just get like you've got like a Assetto Corsa with the mods and try a sim racing system, and just watch the YouTube videos on it, really. Join like communities and stuff, like the Game of Muscle Discord community. That'll drive you crazy within a few minutes, but that's an option. But yeah, Assetto Corsa, try RaceRoom, the free stuff in RaceRoom at least. You've got, the thing is, I wouldn't buy Project Cars 2 right now, and I would probably wait for Automobilista 2, will probably be quite interesting. And then, I don't know if Project Cars 3 is coming, I assume it's coming out at the end of the year. So, that would probably be quite interesting, probably quite popular at launch. I mean, iRacing is iRacing, but it's just expensive. So, if you've got a lot of money, then maybe that's a good option to go for with like a single car in iRacing. Like the Skip Barber or something, or just use use my promotional thing for iRacing. But you know, you could get like they do like a new account for iRacing for 3 months, so you could try it out. I think Automobilista 2 will probably come out within the next like 2 or 3 months. I think they said March they were aiming for. It's either May or March, I don't know. You know, I'm that good with the dates. Right. But yeah, these sim racing system ranked servers are fun. RaceRoom ranked servers are fun. ACC's getting better, but I really just don't like the force feedback in it. You know, ACC, I think the handling as well. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say it's unrealistic, but it's miles better than iRacing in my opinion, but it's still, I don't know, it just doesn't click with me particularly, mostly because of the force feedback. But yeah, it's good if you can get it on sale. It's definitely worth getting on sale. I guess you can get in online racing with that. Normally have pretty good online racing. We've had some good races in ACC, and it is growing in popularity, so it's a good one to have. Just I should have been in first gear, I'm an idiot. Ranting coming. I'm not allowed to rant. Kunos said they would sue me if I keep ranting about AC. They would I'd get done for defamation. I was sent a cease and desist, so you know, gotta be careful. I haven't got the budget to fight them in court. Oh man, look at these lines. Dubai all the way. It's the warm weather keeping the tyres warm. First person across the finish line wins a kebab. Everyone's motivated to go fast now. When's Motion Rig coming in the post? I don't know. Maybe a company wants to send me one to review. I really would like a D-Box type motion rig, I think. I could turn it off whilst live streaming. Or run it low. But yeah. I really do. I really like this sort of, that heave suspension feel. Also for flight, seems to be awesome. But I mean, at the same time, I kind of like, you know, it's not like your normal person can afford a motion rig. I mean, I would never be able to afford one myself. So, whoa! I'm trying. Oh Christ! Cut the inside there. This should be called right angle auto drone. I'm glad we got the porker here. I don't know how get free moat off those people you were shilling. Oh, why am I shilling everything now? If I make a video on something, apparently I'm shilling it. Influencer life. Auto shill. Once you get to a certain level of influencer, you're just a shill by default. It's not my fault people buy stuff I happen to be playing and doing. Can't blame me. Whoa, a bit. Almost. I'd just get an ultra wide monitor, Super Hot Wheels. I mean, only with triple screen do you get like proper surround view of the game. But I personally don't think it's worth the hassle. I have used triple screen in the past. It's a pain in the arse. I mean, if you just play iRacing, for example, and you have a setup. And maybe you just use it for sim, like you only use it for sim racing. You got a rig and everything. Fine, like you can make it workable. It's not necessarily a total nightmare, but a single monitor is just, you know, it's one monitor. It's one cable to the graphics card. It's easier to upgrade in the future. It's normally the same price or cheaper. Normally has better refresh rates, although that's not necessarily the biggest problem. It normally allows you to run slightly better because the resolution is not as high as triple screens. I mean, it depends on your triple screen setup. It's just more elegant. It just works easier. I mean, I've been using this Asus ultra wide ROG Republic of Gamers monitor, and it's really nice. It's fine. You know, at the end of the day, triple screen setup's not VR. VR is anything that makes you feel like you're literally in a car. So, I know some people do like the triple screen more, you know, in general. But I would say on balance, the vast majority of people and the general convenience, a single widescreen monitor is better for most people. I mean, you know, like, how many hours of sim racing do I do? And I just use this ultra wide monitor, and you know, it's at no point am I like, oh, immersion ruined. You can look right and left using the buttons, and even with triple screen, unless you've got it like set up totally spot on, you don't get that perfect side view advantage. So. I mean, the other thing is, I really like. I use the same PC for this sim rig with this monitor, ultra wide monitor, and then I've got like 2 screens on my desk. So I use the same computer for like working on as well as gaming on. And because it's just one screen on the monitor, I can just have that one cable going to my sim rig, and then I just set the sim rig monitor as a primary monitor, and when I launch the games, it goes to that. Whereas if I had triple screens on the sim rig, then I'd have to use a switch or something for them, or another computer for the monitors on the desktop. So, you know, that's not the corner. We're going right, not left. Well, Shumi, I know that's the kind of thing that really excites you, but I don't think it's something I'm going to make a video on. I mean, I'm sorry to let you down here. I know it is the kind of exciting sim racing content that you expect. Interesting lines we're taking here. I don't think they're the best, but we're in 5th place still. I don't think triple screens don't make anyone faster. The only real advantage of triple screens is immersion, and the biggest tangible advantage is that you can see with a glance of your eyes if there's a car on the inside of you. And when it comes to tight corners, so like a good example is that Norse ring left-hander, the first corner on Norse ring, you can see where the apex is. But you know, with practice, you kind of learn where the apex is or what you should be doing anyway. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, unless you're like trying to be like a super duper alien. But then people that are playing esports, super duper alien competitive racing for actual prizes, normally most of those esports are in like with good prizes, are in stuff like Formula 1 game, and normally that event it takes they use like a 32-inch monitor. So you know, IR. Oh, track IR. No, it's terrible for sim racing. I was looking at track IR recently for flight sims. It's still a rip-off. It was a rip-off back in like 2005 when I originally, well, 2004 when I originally looked into it, and I built my own track IR headset. It's really crap for sim racing. Jesus Christ, who's going to hit us there? Because it dislocates you from the actual vehicle when you move your head. So it stops you being able to see the relative movement of the car to the road, which is one of the things you use for like understanding how the car's moving. So yeah, it's pretty terrible for sim racing, and it's bloody expensive. But yeah, if you're doing flight sims, you kind of need it, because you're looking at the vast majority of World War II combat, or even like general aviation flying, is about awareness of the environment outside of the aircraft. so you kind of need it, either that or a VR headset. It's a shame that they sell it for such a rip-off, because it's literally just a webcam with some software. Toby eye tracking. Wow. No, whatever you do with the sensitivity is gonna like ruin the like. It just doesn't make sense for driving sims if you're actually driving. If you're trying to be fast and you're trying to pay attention to what the car's doing. Like basically, when I fiddled with it a lot, the only thing that really worked was you set it up so that it effectively ends up just being a look left and look right, and when you move your head, say 20 degrees, it suddenly snaps to the right, so that it's effectively replacing the look left and look right button on your steering wheel. I do not know this track at all. We're just cruising here. We're in 6th place, it's fine. Well, yeah, it's one of those tracks where you're not. It's not like the corners are obvious lines. It's like, depending on the specific. Well, I mean, you can say that about any track, but you know what I mean. There's like a. Oh, Jesus Christ! Don't you dare ramshackle me, you arse! Totally. I've just had to let him through there, because otherwise he was going to take me out. Yeah, I really don't. Go-kart lines through corners really don't gel with me. I need like a Formula car or something, then I can kind of feel it out better. Oh my god. The elusive quadruple apex through that corner. We're Inception in the apexes here. you thought we'd done by the second apex. No, we keep them coming. Oh my god. Imagine like just turning up to a race circuit for a GT3 race having never driven the track before. I'll just jump in and blag it. But we're in 7th, so actually maybe it's a legit strat. Do beheadings in the middle of the circuit. They don't do beheadings on racetracks. They do it in like, well, they used to do it in football fields. I think they're trying to move away from that in Dubai now. Their government's like been replaced, I think, by someone that's way more moderate. I believe. I mean, thing is, if you do have death penalty, beheading is not is actually quite good. I mean, personally, I don't think there should be death penalty because countries tend to accidentally execute people that are innocent, which, you know, or you don't really want to be doing that. But if you were going to be executed, a proper beheading with a really sharp knife, or I mean, ideally like a guillotine, is much better than hanging. Like, much less likely to be painful and much more effective and definite. So, you know, it's just like beheading just seems gruesome, but it's probably the most humane way to execute someone. Well, the thing is, even with like serial killers and torturers, I think there's the argument that death penalty is like it's like an easy way out for them, isn't it? Like, wouldn't it be worse, or wouldn't it be better to lock them in a room where they have to do work or something for society, so that they're at least doing something productive, like they're forced to work on something positive. The only real reason to execute someone is if you don't have the budgetary resources or ability to lock them up. I mean, often executions are more expensive than imprisonment due to the sort of legal requirements of appeals and all the other stuff involved in it. So it's not, though it might seem like it's cost effective, it often isn't. So, and I don't see how it's satisfying. Like if someone that I cared about was murdered, it's not going to make it, executing the murderer doesn't somehow, it's not going to make me feel better. It's not going to bring back the person that's being killed. It's not like there's no justice. It's like, no, you don't get positivity from more negativity. And even like there's that argument of, oh, it's closure, which I can understand if you had someone that was murdered a relative and then they get released or something. So I guess there's some logic to that. But then again, normally when people are on death row, they're on that for so long that you're getting less closure than if someone is put in a cell and then forgotten about and they're not ever getting an appeal or anything, you know. Send them to Australia. I guess so. That's always an option, isn't it? Thank you for subscribing. Oh, new race line there. Car reviews. Appreciate the sub. Guys, click that like button if you want to. If you want to. Oh yeah, if you want to, click it. If you don't, you know. Nobody's forcing anyone here. Or maybe they are. Through subliminal messaging. Like big text underneath the video. Not very subliminal though, is it? Use a van. Well, that's kind of a bit inhumane, Mike TTC. And again, like the problem is, you have people in life imprisoned or on death row that are innocent. So, also treating prisoners inhumanely doesn't really, like, it doesn't like really help. There's no like positivity coming from it for anyone. How are we doing here? 1 minute 33. Might have one. I think this might be the last lap. No, we'll have 2 more laps here. A glorious 7th place. Are we going to move up through the ratings? We've been relegated to 107th. This evening has been a complete failure. We've actually done the opposite of what we're supposed to be doing. Bloody hell. It's GT4. Other people are too good at it. Oh, that was a bad place to read the chat room. Oh, bollocks. Don't read the chat room on a corner like that. Game over, yeah! An eye for an eye leaves the whole world communist, eh? That doesn't make any sense. Please don't ramshackle me. I've been ramshackling myself enough. Mr. P. Polinsky. I always find it weird how Japan still has a death penalty. Like, you would think, I mean, this thing is, Japan is like, it's weird how you have like these weebos or whatever you call them, these like anime fan weeby people, Japanophiles. They're like, oh, Japan's perfect, it's perfect. I hate my culture. Japan, oh, look how clean and amazing it is. And then you look into Japan and it's like mental conservatism, mental repressed like tentacle porn stuff. It's like there's something going on there that's a little bit off. I always find that amusing. Oh yeah, just pump me off to overtake. Why not? You know, perfectly legit overtake. The punt to pass there. I mean, I'm not saying Japan's bad. I mean, there's aspects of Japan that seem really nice, but it's amusing how people will totally ignore the crazy parts of countries. Oh, come on. Balzar's Hubbar, hello, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the channel. Appreciate the sub and the bell click. Click that bell, click that bell, click that bell. This track would be a lot better if instead of sand it had grass. But I imagine grass would be very expensive to maintain in the desert. Mind you, that could be like its appeal. What a bugger. He got us there. I broke too early for the last corner because I didn't know where the break point was. Well, let's see how well we did there. Well, I mean, it's pretty terrible, wasn't it? But we might have actually we might have improved. Fingers crossed. What are we on here? We have where are we? Moving on down 107th. So we'll refresh it and hopefully we've moved up some. Fingers crossed. JT3333396. That's because YouTube hates me. So you're gonna have to manually keep checking my content if you want to watch it. Pampas grass. The only thing R3 is missing is custom liveries. Yeah, that'd be nice. Big Game of Muscle logo all over everything. Rajan Baznet. I didn't really try it for that long to really do a direct comparison, but I mean, it's not really, you know, it's half the strength of the Fanatec wheel, and I mean the wheel rim was really nice though on the Simagic wheel. But you know, I didn't really have enough time on it to do like a proper comparison. Maybe we'll get one at some point to do a proper side-by-side test with. It was more just interesting to me that for £700 you get a DD wheel with a really nice wheel rim and a quick release and a lot of the benefits that you get from a DD wheel, even if it wasn't that strong. So yeah, it's just interesting. Right, results here. P. Mulkinen, A. Messer, D. Tepper, G. Hingley. Well done, guys. Next track, let's hope it's something we can drive well. No, you get banned for passing the muscle. You get beheaded. Well, if it came with a DD Gill, then then we'd all have to get one. Let's be real here. Right, I'm gonna hope we've moved up. I mean, why are we so bad? Why are we 107th? I don't think that's fair. We must have got beaten by someone that's really, well, a couple of people that are really low down, and then that's bamboozled us. Imola, here you go, perfect track for a good result. Maybe we just got lower ranked people racing today, and then they're beating us. Let's give this a refresh here. I'm getting worse. I'm 116th. What's going on here? Have we just got like crap people racing that happen to be beaten? Well, obviously not that crap because they're beating us. Why are we moving down so quick? This isn't fair. I feel like I've been. The more I play, the worse we get. Ah, no. Moral is, guys, don't sim race. Don't sim race, guys. I think Sector 3's designed this to penalise me. 96.9. What's that? Is that our rating? Reputation. Oh dear. We need to pick things up here. I've got a Game of Muscle team already as my name, although it's not displaying it for some reason. You just type it in on RaceRoom. Hello, Counter Debate. Apparently they're racing. Oh, you just said that and I read it twice. I'm an idiot. Right, we're going to have to get a result on here. We need some fast drivers in the server and for them to crash and then we gain places. Reconnected, there we go. I mean, whenever I've done hot lap competitions in RaceRoom, I normally, like properly, I'm normally in the top 200. So maybe, but then again, I'm normally better in races than I'm at hot lapping. I just don't know, guys. Forza Rewind button. Yeah, that's what we need. No, this car's fine. I mean, I just need to drive faster. I mean, I am pretty tired today, to be fair. I woke up at like 4 AM in the morning, so that's probably why. And I am talking and driving, so that probably doesn't help. Sleep deprivation plus talking and driving. That's my excuse I'm going with. I think it's pretty legit. We'll pull it back. Driver excuse. People are just stealing our rating off us. That's what it is. God damn. New drivers. You need your laundry to finish. I did my laundry yesterday, so I'm ahead of it. Head of the laundry curve. Maximum laundry power. Right. I'm good at this track, so. It's all right, guys. We'll just embrace mediocrity. I'll get a cup of tea on. The king of average. It's fine. Actually, that's not fair. I would say the king of slightly above average. Pretty much sums up my ability at everything in life. Slightly above, not exceptional, not even very good, but kind of above average. Top notch. I'm naked. Thanks for that, Doug Roberts. It's, you know, we really didn't need to know that. But, you know, it's kind of you to share that. You know. For some people, that'll have been really exciting information. For me, you know, not really my sort of thing, but for those that enjoyed that comment, you might have just brightened their day, so there we go, we're off to the seaside. Oh, you can't take it back now. You make a joke like that and then you get invited to a nudist beach and then you're trapped. Then you're committed. Then you have to pretend, and then you meet someone from work at the nudist beach and that's it. Then you get invited to their wedding, and before you know it, you're a nudist. That's actually how it happens. No one actually starts out as a nudist. It's all just it starts out as an online joke or a comment, and before you know it, you have to be naked 24/7. Otherwise, you'd be a liar. And it's better to be naked than to be a liar. It depends which country you're in, Too Old for Forza. I've walked through the occasional nudist beach in Spain, and there were quite a few attractive ladies, and also in Turkey. I was on a boat and we went past a nudist beach and there were some attractive ladies, so you know. In the UK though, I'd probably avoid nudist beaches. I mean, it's too cold in the UK for nudist beaches anyway. Have you ever swim in the sea naked? I always worry that like a fish is gonna like bite your tackle, you know. I don't feel safe swimming in the sea naked. I've done it a few times. It just doesn't feel right. You know. It's not worth the risk, is it? Is my family well off? Well, my parents are all right. Then they weren't, but then, when I was a kid, you describe them as literal middle class. Like, you know, the in-betweeners. that was basically my childhood, pretty much exactly, to be honest. But yeah, both my parents are retired. They own a house, you know. They're not rich, but you know, they're not poor. They're both teachers, so they've got like a fairly decent pension. But everyone in my family's quite frugal, to be honest. Frugal.com. How did you lose your wiener? I had my legs nibbled in Japan. Oh dear. Yeah, well, I mean, when my parents started off teaching in like the, I guess, 80s, 70s, 80s, I don't know. They didn't get much pay. It was like a bad job. And then they did teaching abroad. Oh bollocks! It was I Damas. Is that the real Damas? I've just killed him. Sorry. So like weirdly, my parents made more money teaching in Africa than they did in the UK. But then when they came back, they didn't have much, and then the Labour government changed it and stuff. So yeah, at the moment, teaching is terrible in the UK as well. I think it kind of is cyclical. Yeah, I didn't mean to kill that person, but at least I killed him with pride. That person be like, oh, where's he? Goodbye. Oh, it's Mr. Idamas. Is he trying to take me out? What are you doing? Is he actually trying to crash me on purpose? Why is he doing that? What a dumbass. See, he's done the work for us. I don't even have to make a joke about it. His name is literally a joke. Well, the problem is if you educate people, then they're not going to vote for, like, completely regressive conservative governments, are they? So you don't want the majority of the population educated. You want them to be thick as pig shit. And then they will buy, like, the Mirror or the Sun or whatever, and then they will vote for stuff that's completely not in their interest. So, you know, it's kind of all going to plan. It's all going to plan. at the end of the day, if you're really wealthy, you just send your kids to like a super isolated private school with like a rowing club and horse riding and monthly trips abroad and stuff, you know, so they can network and stay in that culture of super wealthy people. So when you're in that like bubble, you don't care about the peasants that are like going to public schools and stuff, you know. Why would you care? That, you know, as far as you're concerned, they're like people in a third world country, so. Oh, come on. Trying to get your daughter through uni. Well, I mean, one good thing that has happened due to technology is that you can, I mean, yeah, well, you can educate yourself in a lot of fields, mostly through self-education, but I mean, obviously that's going to depend on an individual largely in terms of if they're inherently apt at teaching themselves. Some people are and some people aren't. But in a lot of ways, I mean, it depends on what subject it is, but in a lot of ways, you can teach yourself up to a degree level without getting a degree. I mean, obviously it depends on what sort of job you're looking to get, and you might have to have a piece of paper, but... What does your daughter want to do? Can't you, like, encourage her to, like, just get her to learn programming once you can program? Because everybody can program, and it's such an easy subject to learn. But, you know, once you can program, you can do anything. You're like a wizard if you can program. Are you in the UK or America? Or somewhere else? I mean, in America you've got those like community colleges, which obviously they're not valued in the same way, but it does seem like you could potentially, you know, a person can get a qualification and kind of use that as an entry into a specific field. Oh, Liverpool. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the sort of cheaper options are in the UK. Work experience is always way more valuable than any degree in a lot of fields. Well, I don't think they will counter debate. I think aspects of programming will, but it's going to be one of the later things to be replaced by AI. Like, unless there's a total paradigm shift in AI, you're going to need people to keep programming the new AI that learns how to program AI better. So, you know, there would have to be a complete and utter paradigm shift in how AI works for the AI to make programmers redundant. And at the point that happens, it'll be like, well, everybody will be redundant anyway, so it'd be a moot point. There's a lot of people, I'm not saying this is you, but a lot of people in general don't understand AI in the slightest. Like, when someone says, oh, this supercomputer, or what's it called, like machine learning, that, you know, people are like, oh, AI is like more intelligent than people, or, you know, and it's like, well, you know, not really. It's still a calculator. It's not like, as amazing as machine learning is, it's still just a calculator. It's you know, if you were to like tangibly go, well, what animal is it kind of related to, which you can't do anyway because it doesn't work the same way. You're like, well, it's less intelligent than like a flea. or, you know, like the actual intelligence is not even equatable to any biological life form. Now, maybe some types of like bacteria that kind of respond in a certain way to certain things. It's racist. Right, how long we got here? 2 minutes. Let's get one laser beam here. We're in 14th. So we're gonna get. Oh crap! How long's the lap time here? 1:46. Not got enough time. Well, you don't know that, Elvis M. Ah, no, we can't. We don't have enough time to do a lap. You know, bugs might be. They might be sentient in their own simplified way. All they're doing is walking around going bug, 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 bug. I'm a bug. I'm a bug. Bug, bug. I'm a bug. I'm a bug. Eat. Bug, bug. Bug, bug, eat. Bug, bug, eat. I'm a bug. I'm a bug. I'm a bug. Eat. Eat, eat, eat. Bug, bug, bug. Eat bug. Eat bug. Eat bug shit. Bug, bug, bug. I am a bug. That's what they do all day long. You know, it might not be intelligent, but that's what they're doing. That's the bug's brain. A day in my life. That's what I do without eating. That's the life of a programmer. Only they're not saying I'm a bug. They're hunting for bugs. Oh well, that was good. Right. Time to lose. Right, we need to get a good result on this one. We've got to recover our rating from 116. Can't go down further just by racing. It's ridiculous. Maybe it's because we're only racing with new people, as you guys were saying. So you've got no chance to actually gain rating. Because there's no split system on this, all you can do is lose. It's like the modern world. You can only go lower. What TC do I run? I don't know. I don't know. Just fiddle with it until you don't lose control of the car and use that one. Well, yeah, Dom, that's true, but that would probably require talent. We don't really have much of that at the moment. DAWG at the top, though. He's worked his way up through wall hacking. Yeah, I think it might be on the default for the traction control. The only way is up. Oh dear. New Labour. Okay. Well, look, Dom, we'll finish better than 15th, okay? Plan. We got this. We got this. Easy peasy. Top 6 anime battles. I don't know. '15 should get some sort of medal. Why? What is going on here? Is it stuck. Oh well, we'll just wait. We'll just hang out. Well, yeah, no, that's an option, but I mean, AI is just not exciting for me. Wow. What's going on here? What? I guess we had like a minute to wait for the session to finish. Oh well, we'll just, you know, we'll just chill out. Charlie Brown's teacher talking in the background. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, wah, wah. Northern Jimmer while on break. Alright, love. Yeah, it's a shame that the time model's terrible. Game of Muscles War on simulators. Anybody that enjoys sims that I don't enjoy, they're, you know, clearly they're wrong. Not, how dare someone enjoy something? Leaves in the track. Everyone throw rocks at iRacing. Well, apparently we're not allowed to race this. We'll see what happens. Yeah, but even the new tyres in iRacing are worse than like the other simulators. It's not a crash. What it is someone's tried to load into the server whilst the session's gone transferred, and then it gets stuck on this screen for a bit. Or maybe it has crashed. No, it's not crashed. Just have to wait for someone to leave. When are you going to do merch? Well, I've got to think of something cool. I have got some ideas, but I've not turned it on yet. Probably just use the YouTube shirt thing. I got some designs, but I'm not happy with them yet. But thank you for saying you'll pre-order. Who in chat would waste money on Game of Muscle t-shirts? Yeah, we just need one person to quit and then it'll work. As soon as they quit, it'll work. There it is, see, they quit. Now we gain places already. I don't know if it works like that. Here we go, guys. Just 2 people in the race after that. Oh, we'll see what happens. Yeah, maybe front end feel. Something like that, I don't know. No, we're still here. Game of Muscle branded cod piece. I think we could single-handedly bring back cod pieces. I think most men really want to wear a cod piece. You know, it's not just Tudor times. Deep down, you would look like, you know, if you turned up to a nightclub wearing a cod piece, you would get a lot of attention. Maybe not the attention you want, but you would get attention. You know, think like instead of having to pay to get your coat hung up in a coat room, you could just hang your coat on your cod piece. You could dangle a watch from it. There's so much you can do with a cod piece. Here we go. Time for a game of codpiece victory. Maybe I need to turn the car numbers down. I think I've got it to show all of them. I think this is what's affecting our frame rate. What? He's off to the seaside. I mean, you know what would be amazing is if I could have Game of Muscle branded tea bags. That would be awesome, because then we could then people would have to keep buying them as they drink the tea. So it'd be like a, you know, never-ending new Game of Muscle business. It'd be genius. We might, you know. I know, but you can't get them. I mean, because I wouldn't sell crap tea bags. They'd have to be like Lidl's Gold Blend or Twinings Every Day or something, you know. Maybe I could just get Lidl's Gold Blend and sign them. Because that's something people would want to buy. I don't know. It could be like a tea bag lottery. You buy the tea bags, and every 10,000th box sold, we give away a DD wheel. The Great Game of Muscle tea bag lottery. You're not actually allowed to run lotteries in the UK like that, unfortunately. Would I be quick? Wait, Lee Gilbert, you're not going to be faster with any wheel in terms of hot lapping and just innate driving. The only thing a DD wheel will do is make it more obvious what's going on with the car, so it just makes it slightly easier to drive in some ways. And like catching the rear of the car when you overdrive is a little bit easier with a DD wheel. So it might make you less likely to lose control of the car, but it's marginal. Like the reason to get a DD wheel is just it's more immersive and smoother, and you got more adjustability to set it to your preference. That's it really, and then nice wheel rims. That's kind of the point of a DD wheel. That's a video I should make, because not saying this is you, but a lot of people are confused as to the merits of a DD wheel. They're like, oh, it's a scam, or like, oh, these DD wheel people, oh, they're just, you know. It's like, well, no, there are reasons. Like, you don't need one, but there are like objective reasons as to why you would get a DD wheel. Full-size DD girl from realdolls.com. Is that website still existing? I remember finding that in college in 2004. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my god, it's bloody creepy. Real dolls, I think that's what they're called. But they have pictures of like dolls in baths and stuff. Mental. Should get one of them and put it in a sim rig. Amazing. They're bloody expensive. They're like a couple of grand. They're not cheap. Computerized seatbelts. Yep. Be careful right now. I think the thing is, the top like 5 or 6 people are driving pretty fast in these servers, and so if I'm talking, I'm just not going to have the pace to keep up with them. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I need to learn how to drive faster whilst talking. Need more torque precision. Oh, I would totally, if you could get like a robot doll that like does cleaning and cooking and stuff, I'd have one of them. Who wouldn't? You could just get them to do anything. Read in the chat room, yeah. Oh, we've just gained a place from. Oh no, it's a back marker. Well, the thing, I literally gain about 5% lap time when I don't talk. That's the talking cost. There's definitely like brain capacity lost when talking. It's weird. You can literally if say I'm like doing a lap time and I don't talk, it's like 2 or 3 tenths a lap. It's like you can literally see it on the screen. It's really weird. I need some turbo boost on this. I don't know how much we can cut the track, legit. I'll have to download it. Chris Bow, check it out. Should be able to close the gap from these cars. I definitely have the pace on this circuit to do it. Tripped over that. Launched. If we like 3 tenths up each lap here, we should catch up with them. Unfortunately, they're getting the draft down the straight. I shouldn't have really let them get away. Come on! We are slowly closing on them. I think they're probably going to drive into each other before I get to them. That's what I'm expecting. Half a second faster. We're nailing these laps. 2.4 second gap. Get closer. We're doing it. 1.5 seconds, come on. One 1.2 seconds, I know, but you got a better exit off that. They're all right on these tight corners, but it's that that right-hander that they seem very slow on. We're gaining a lot of time. Still 1.2, but we've not improved our lap time here, so. Six minutes left. We've got to get closing. I want to get this sixth place. Getting way more speed through there. Should they're braking earlier and did a better line. Okay, a bit off-road there, that's costly. I have to absolutely hammer it through the fast corners. It's the only place where we're gaining time. Come on. Who has the NOS? This is what I need. I'm going to start taking riskier lines here. We've got to close the gap. There's only 4 minutes left. Mind you, they'll probably take each other out, but still. There it is. I knew it was coming. Thank you. Goodbye. We knew it. We knew it. Sixth place. We will pass. Now we just have to cruise it. Hello, Mr. Corley sign. Oh, Lee Gilbert, don't worry about it. My brain's like an hour delayed, so I'm probably where you were. Look at the 13-second gap between me and 5th place. Bloody hell. Another rigged race. They made it look like a good accident, though. You've got to make it look decent when you know, when you're sending money out in the post in envelopes. If you don't make it look legit, the government finds out and you lose all your winnings. No, Paul, they crashed themselves. And hello, Mr. Smith. Fred Dibner of Train Sim World. They took themselves out. Hang on, is this yellow? Oh, it'll be a back marker. Or is it? Or is it? Is it? I think the back marker might have crashed somewhat these 6.5 seconds, 5th place. 2 minutes. What's happened here? Oh, I think he might have lost it on the throttle. We could have gained another place. Not quite, though. Like, motorsport is all about beating men off. I wasn't even like within 50 metres of them. I didn't have the talent. Well, no, I was closing on them actually. Well, I can't afford to buy one, but maybe we'll get one to review and, you know. Josh, oh, I'll get 20% off. Oh, I might as well buy a Ferrari. Might as well buy an aeroplane. You know. You can buy a glider for, I think it was like, I think the cheapest glider you can get is like £18,000. So, you could buy a glider maybe one day, save up a while, and then just go off Dover, straight into the ground. Turns out it didn't work. I bought a glider without wings, oh. How much is the motion rig? Cheapest one's about £3 grand. Final lap. 6th place, guys, inbound. Not bad, considering we started in like 17th or something. If this doesn't move us up, we're currently, where are we? 116th. If this doesn't move us up, then I'll be in a deep state of depression. Hopefully, it moves us to like higher than 67th. But I don't know. I don't think it will. But maybe it will. Who knows? Sim Racing Garage. If he's got like enough sim rigs for half the sim racing community. Buy a G7. I mean, should just get a D-box. They're only, I think the cheapest D-box system is like £25,000. Bargain. Oh no! 7th place is coming up behind us. And there's a big convoy of cars. If we lose it here, we lose all our places and then we can cry. Nice and easy, guys. Nice and easy. No pressure. There we go. Smooth through the final corners. A beautiful 6th place. What a drive. Legendary drive. Legend of the drive. The Legend of Zelda. The drive. Imola. Right. Have we moved up from 116th? Oh, feel your soul leaving you. That's assuming you've got a soul. Come on. If you're a sim racer, you don't have a soul. Everyone knows that. Better not be more rating lost. I know, it's not refreshed yet. I don't know when it refreshed. Normally within like a few minutes of the thing. Oh, I thought 6th place is alright there. It's not bad. It's not a bad little push. It's good when you've got like a minute left before the race finishes for everyone else to... Oh, you can buy the RaceRoom 3 motion simulator. Maybe I should get a RaceRoom simulator. Do you think they'll send me one? Hello, RaceRoom. I would like to chill. Please send me a motion rig. Sorry, Gamer Muscle, you're just not big enough. Oh, but please, I need the motion. Oh, here we go. A Pincers, M Pitterman, P McCoonan. Top 3 there. Hello, I Finger Blast Grannies. Great name there. Thank you, appreciate that. Okay, still 116th here. Waiting for... Yeah, we'll just call you IFBG. That's better. Yeah, it's like... I mean, how many people in this... 31 cars in this server. Sixth out of 31 is not bad. I'd like to tell myself. You know, if you were in like a race, like in real life, and there were 31 people who came 6th, you'd be like, that's all right. Still 160. It's not updated here. We really should have moved up here. Come on. What's going on with all these AI traffic? Look, they can't get in the pit lane. They can't get in the pit lane. They're all ramming each other trying to get in the pit. No, it's going to get even worse as these cars come through. Oh, no. This is like Tesco's car park. Ah, oh, this is like what happens if all cars were Tesla. Oh, where's he going? Tesla auto drive. Oh no, it's got even worse. Oh, he got through. Well done. Well done. We can't change cover. This guy's going out of control here. Oh, now he's ramming. This is more intense than the race. Oh my god. This jostle. Right, here we go. Refresh. Oh, another car's got through. 106th. We're almost back in the hundreds. So we did move up there. That was good. Right. On that note, guys, click the like button. Click that like button. I'm going to go to bed. I'm knackered. I need some sleep. I've been up since 4 AM, so I'm going to get some sleep here. We streaming again soon though. Not quite 70th. No, we started off higher and we've got worse. But that's because we played GT4. We will improve. At least by going down we can move up. But yeah. Bedtime for me, guys. Thank you for taking part this stream. Yeah, 5 PM Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Well, you know, motion dreams. We'll see. Maybe we can get a motion rig sorted out. But yeah, thanks for keeping me awake. I'm absolutely knackered. Credit time. Check out Random Call Signs YouTube channel. Check out Paul Smith's YouTube channel. Check out RaceRoom if you haven't. Download it for free. Give it a go. Why not? 10 points for Gryffindor. Credit time here. Thank you for everyone that donated. We had some beast donations. which is nice. No, don't. Paul, he's on Twitch. It's terrible. Don't go to Twitch. Awful place. Twitch is where all the degenerates go, like Paul Smith playing Train Simulator. Physics on rails. He can't cope with slip angles. That's why he also plays iRacing. Super chats from DAWG GTR, Oscar Jamama, Nipper R, thank you. Subscriptions from Miash Swant, Monkey Boss 234, Let's Do a Sum, Paddin 501, Mighty Donut, Car Reviews, and Balzar Hubber. And oh, hang on. Grumpy Madden has subscribed as well. Thank you very much. See you guys very soon. Have a good night. Have fun. Look after yourselves. And don't get tit-winkled in T1. Bye-bye.